I'm not riding on anybody's coattails, my friend. I'm a part of this convoy, and I'm standing up for freedom. And if you're not on our side, you're more than welcome to go to somebody else's live feed. Remember, guys, be nice on this page, okay? We're gonna have trolls in here. Just send them lots of love, guys. We'll kill them with kindness.
Okay? So if everyone could just be super respectful, which you guys have been 100%, that would be good. All right? Keep smiling. All right?
So we're just waiting for the speakers to show up. They're running a bit late. So they're gonna play us some music. Oh, and here comes the song Home. If anybody watches the video Home by RC Rapper, you're gonna see the Edmonton Ledge Grounds. I wasn't there the day that they were filming that video, but I stood many days guarding those teepees.
What is up, everyone? Please take a second to hit that like button. The more likes we get in a short period of time, the more people the algorithm will bring to the chat to come hang out with us and see what's going on. So please hit that like button and let me know how you're doing.
I was blaring that song from all the way from Alberta.
So as of right now, the plan is to cover what's going on in Canada, and then at 1 o'clock we're going to cover what Jen Psaki has to say with Lying and Crying from the White House. And then we'll be back to this until we can't find any more live feeds.
But we'll still be here next weekend. These lonely roads, winding bends, wandering winds that lead me home. I know, no matter where I roam, winding bends, I believe I'm not alone. If anybody out there that don't know this song, it's Home by RC the Rapper. There was an 80-acre field cleared out for the truckers. We're trying to get them over. They got bathrooms and everything. Don't worry, we're looking after our truckers. Be friends, lay me home. I know, no matter where I roam, Yes, there's a lot of truckers still coming, guys. They're still trying to squeeze down here. Don't worry. We're not leaving any truckers behind. They're being taken care of. And we're still trying to get them in the city, so don't worry. That's right, guys. Pat posted last night where it is. They got tents with food. They got fire. Don't worry, we're taking...
Thank you so much, King of Dorks, for continuing the membership program for 5 months. You're officially a hooligan.
all the way down here. Anybody...
Thank you so much, Latanya, for your donation and your support. I really appreciate you. Oh my God, I'm so tired of getting emails. Password reset requests. Somebody's trying to break into my Discord. Well, whoever you are out there trying to break in my Discord, it ain't gonna work. Get a life. Or don't. Your mom's a hoe and we all take turns on her. Be mad. What's up, Mina?
Be nice on here, guys. Everybody has their opinion, and we all have the right to ignore them.
Hey, thanks for being here, Susan. All right, Silver Wolf's got next. They called next. Next is their turn. What's up, Elisa?
Sorry, guys, I only got 2 hands. So when I'm...
What's up, Douglas?
Makes it a little difficult. If anybody can hear the sound...
Man, it's more than the Discord. Almost all of my social media accounts are constantly getting attacked and stuff, but I got all my stuff set up now.
Tomorrow is going to be warmer, guys, the next couple of days. Just say no. Just say no. That's right, Shauna. Send them all them trolls loves. Obviously, they're standing on the top.
Edward, I'm not sure if you're watching them on YouTube or Facebook or what, but I just saw their Facebook page and it doesn't say they're live.
Over to our side. But just remember, everybody has their own opinions, right? That's what freedom's all about. We're just waiting for some more live speeches, guys. I just want to stand here so I can get close enough so you guys can hear it.
Weird. I didn't know old man Walter was going to be speaking. When I checked the schedule earlier, he wasn't on it. It's kind of weird looking. He looks like he gained 10 pounds since the last time we seen him. They must have the clone stepping in for now.
Let freedom ring. Let the flag down. Those days and days.
What's up, Topsoul? What's up, Chase?
That's okay. Maybe we'll talk to Elon Musk. He's
What's up, Daisy? What's up, Houdini?
extra dollars he can donate.
Send me a message so it pops up on my messages as recent, and then I can find you.
I have the Convoy to Ottawa Zello thing pulled up, but right now they're not really talking about anything interesting.
Don't even turn the TV on at the hotel because I know it's going to be all misinformation.
What's up, Cosmic Six String? Thanks for being here. What's up, Azure? All right, Edward, I'll check it out.
Just say no! Just say no! Just say no!
From Calgary, he's speaking the truth. Everyone here, we're not alone anymore.
We're in this together! That's right. Freedom!
All right, Edward, I found him. What's up, Half Century? Thanks for being here. What's up, Sam? And what's up, Light Within? Appreciate you guys being here.
Good morning, Canada! Bonjour, Canada! Comment ça va?
I knew I should have brushed up on my French.
Aujourd'hui, avec des orateurs exceptionnels, on aura plusieurs médecins et Canadiens exceptionnels ici se battent pour notre liberté. We are here today and we're going to hear from some fantastic speakers. We've got a great lineup of wonderful Canadians.
That's Freedom George. I'm Freedom Ron.
So let's give them a round of applause.
We both have our Freedom 4x4s here, guys.
Yeah, man, the weekend was alright. I hope yours was too. I just remembered I made some changes here on the live. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start putting the poll on the screen so everybody on the other platforms can all participate in the poll instead of only YouTube. So let's think of a poll question.
Everybody standing here is for the exact same reason, guys, for freedom. We'll keep this as peaceful as possible.
What's up, 69 a drummer? Not as far as I know. I don't think Trudeau has said anything about any of this. I don't think. I could be wrong.
Well, that's their fact checkers, right? This is all misinformation. And just remember that was proven that their fact checkers are just people's personal opinions that work for them.
I'll tell you after. Oh, wait a minute. I got.
That's
I'm watching this other live streamer, trying to see if he's about to cut the live or if he's going to keep going. We might switch. There's just too much music where the guy on the screen is right now. Yeah, we'll switch over and see what this guy's doing. Give me a second.
Two bridges, I didn't get the names. The Gatineau Bridge and another one, both blocked. And this individual's impression is that they're blocked, not for safety or what sort of weather issues, but for frustration of the convoy issues. Yeah, now I'm a little cold. Although you can't even tell the difference between my hair and I guarantee you, oh, I missed it, darn it. Yeah, the chat's coming through too fast, but I did not put on slow mode. I'm such a fool. Well, this is it. This is it. It's amazing. We're going to go back to the noise, and I'll charge my phone as much as I can and then put the earbud back in. This is great. Oh, gosh darn it. I can't see. I love Viva. Thank you so much. I just lost it again. Ottawa's a beautiful town. But I have a deep resentment for heavily government towns like it. Same thing with DC. When I went to Washington, DC, it's a beautiful place. Kind of looks like Vegas, except instead of casinos and hotels, it's, you know, praise to your government overlords. Nothing but the best, cleanest monuments, buildings, museums. It's beautiful. Just felt a little bit too much like praying to a government god as opposed to a real god, if you're into that. Okay, I'll just turn it around and you can enjoy some peace and quiet for 1 second while I warm my face up. Yeah, you know what? What a freaking world we live in, where just a person with a camera. This is no, it's not a conspiracy and it's not a deep thought. This is why the Canadian government wants to regulate the internet the way it has regulated television and radio.
Adam, do I watch Viva? No, I don't watch anyone. I mean, I watch Salty Cracker every once in a while, but I don't watch anyone. I don't know how anybody else does their live or anything. I watch me and Salty Cracker, and that's it. And I don't even watch Salty Cracker live. I only watch his videos he uploads.
What a load of crap. It is strictly to rein in the my mouth is freezing. Democratization of information.
Zur, YouTube takes like 30 or 35% of anything coming in.
So they don't have to rely on the pathological, systematic liars, paid government liars known as CBC, Radio Can, CTV.
Trudeau's speaking at noon.
And you can actually
Thank you for letting me know, Kendra.
come to your own conclusions.
So I'm always writing a permit. Right. Well, once you have a permit, unless you
All right, we'll go back to Parliament. I think there was, I don't know if it were trucks, but seemed to be some action on the parallel street. The block truckers need supplies, 10,000 views, but your YouTube is capping. Filming truckers idling, damn it. CNN Clown News Network, I got that one. Sound, yeah, no, I gotta charge my phone, whoever said sound, so I'll walk slowly, charge my phone with that little pocket thing, then I'll put the earbud back in.
Jeff Downhauser, Salty did a shout out to Who Through last night. That's awesome.
For anybody with vertigo. What else is going on, people?
That's cool, Adam.
This is going to be interesting. I was told there was a helicopter flying with an F Trudeau sign. I don't know how that happens. Get a Blue Parrot mic. Sound is good. Yeah, sound is good now because it's quiet. Duty. I got that. Gentlemen, bonne journée.
Hey, on a vu la... Il y a des placards qui ont vu la vidéo.
Oh, sérieux?
Ouais.
C'est incroyable. Le petit monde. They said some truckers saw the video. It's great. Like, there's people who can be watching this live streaming sitting in the convoy. Technology is an amazing thing when it works properly because it does democratize information in the same way the printing press did. And then the powers that be who want to have control over the population, the first way to control a population is to control the information they consume, make them dependent on the state, make them feel that they cannot exist without the assistance of the state. And that is how you subtly, quietly, and almost by their own consent enslave a nation. One of my revelations was that an individual will never believe that they live in a police state when they think it's necessary for their own safety and security.
What's up, Kyle?
Okay, we're getting back to the noise. I'm gonna just go walk through you. I'm gonna turn around so you don't see my face anymore and you can just appreciate the beauty. What the other individual said was, thus far it's been good, you know, police and individuals, everyone's coexisting peacefully, but after a few days when everyone starts getting frustrated, you know, the fear is that that's when police responses may not be patient, that's when people in protest may not be patient, but these truckers look patient, and above all else, they look and are law-abiding, peace-loving people. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Shows a way to see the battery level on my phone. Be more like England, Canada. Look, I got my theory, by the way, as to why Trudeau as a government has no interest in ever relinquishing A, the powers, Hitler, A, the powers, and B, the pandemic crisis. Because you got to go back to talking about his systemic corruption, his scandals, his lack of ethics.
Totally thought he was going to say systemic racism. A little too close to home.
They've made a government when I came back into Canada.
Wow, they just killed his microphone. I think they're about to have speakers on the stage. We're gonna let this roll for a little bit. If things look more active on the other stream, we're gonna switch. For everyone asking about the Hooligan Hall of Fame thing, read the description. I rewrote the description on all the lives last night. That's what she said.
They took over a restaurant that used to be there for commerce to stimulate the economy, and they put in storage for COVID testing supplies. They converted an entire floor of the airport, the international airport.
Thanks for being here, Amy.
When you come back in, you have to download the
V7, the racist truckers. They're lucky they didn't show up on horses. You know how racist some horses are. Racist horses. We got racist horses on the border.
They converted half of the airport into COVID testing facilities. You download this app called the ArriveCan, which, I mean, I've had doctors ask me less questions than the government asked me in that thingy thing. Dangerous people. Oh man, here we go.
What's up, Homestead homeboy? Thanks for being here. And what's up, Murphy?
And if I have anything on my face and stuff, let me know, people. How's it going? I am live streaming. You mind being on the internet? We only have 11,378 people watching right now.
11,000.
Where are you from?
From Montreal.
Me too. I just drove in this morning. How long have you been for?
We just got here about an hour ago.
Okay. And we're.
1,000. Whoa.
Oh yeah, this is. Listen, I mean, I've been following what's going on. Everyone has heard this 3 times now. Couldn't believe what I saw on Twitter. And I said, I'm gonna come down and see.
Check it for yourself.
It's. Have you seen anything bad?
No,
Nothing.
beautiful.
Nothing. The cops are super nice. We've been talking to all the cops.
We saw somebody who was trying to light a fire with some logs of wood, and the policeman was super respectful with the gentleman there. It was class all the way.
Yeah. How far does it go down there?
So what I've been told is there's a section where they blocked it off, and then there's another part of the convoy, and then it's blocked off again, but it goes apparently for like kilometers after that. They're idling on the side of the road, going honking. It's crazy.
These people are here for months.
I know.
We just spoke to people. Like, we're not going nowhere.
spoke to
We're
a
here for
gentleman.
months.
We gave him some money that we had, and they basically said we're here for months. Like we're not going anywhere.
You're live on YouTube?
I'm live on YouTube.
11,000 followers.
Oh no, it's a Viva Fry. When you get
He's here. We're like,
so right now, I
Someone's looking for you.
Someone's looking for you.
Everyone's looking for you.
Son of a gun. That might be another lawyer on YouTube. But check it out. You know, I'm streaming now. I'm charging my phone. I got the little battery pack in here.
So you're a lawyer turned YouTuber.
Lawyer turned YouTuber, and now turned, I guess, freedom fighter. No, I'm not the fighter here, people. These people are the fighter.
I know. They keep thanking us. I'm thanking them. It's like thank yous all around.
Fantastic. We met the driver who was scraping the Trudeau
Graffiti.
that was spray painted on one of the businesses, and everybody was stopping.
Where is he?
He was in a truck.
I'll go.
yeah, 500 meters.
Just a beautiful vibe. Really nice.
And we even offered some of the guys money. Didn't even want to take our money. They're fully
Well,
stocked,
not
they're fully
the
equipped.
the GoFundMe is killing it. I mean, it's
It was at 10 million, right?
Yeah,
It was at 9
it's outrageous. So, and that was they froze the GoFundMe. They released the monies, or they released the freeze when the GoFundMe specified the purpose of the charity. What else did they try to do? There's some chicanery. I forget it. Well, no, then the media reporting acts of terribleness. If I see someone with a Confederate flag, I'm going to ask them as to why they're there with it.
We haven't seen any.
Oh yeah,
Nothing
we haven't seen anything.
All clean, all cloth.
Nothing but love.
There's
Just
garbages
love.
everywhere. There's people cleaning
Scraping the floors, making sure
picking
it's
up
safe.
everything.
Oh, yeah, you walk down the field. It's about a kilometer, and then you'll see it's.
Can I shout out my YouTube channel?
Go for
I
it.
just created a new one, guys. If you want to help me out, finance stuff, Tesla, Palantir, Bitcoin, it's Emmanuel. EMANUELE.
All right.
Ciao,
See you
guys.
later. Have a good one. Anyone mentions digital currencies and I start getting nervous because I still don't understand them. I don't understand any of it. And it's not for lack of trying to understand. I've had people talk to me for hours on the phone, and I still understand nothing. I don't even understand what NFT is, a non-fungible.
All right, we're going to switch back to the other one. I think there's people talking on the stage now. Just give me a second.
Because you're all essential. Thank you for all that you've done for us, now and especially during COVID. You know, healthcare workers and I and us, that healthy people rarely get sick or very sick from COVID at all. Sadly, some of the vulnerable have been very sick, and we have not protected them well enough or offered them safe, known, and effective treatment. And equally sadly, some of the
What's up, Robert?
whose lives are already in peril succumb to COVID. But COVID is not...
What's up, Kathy?
It is not Ebola, it is not SARS, it is not MERS. You know, and we know, that it's a really bad flu. That means that many of the measures that have been forced on us have caused more harm than good. Increased anxiety and depression, increased drug and alcohol abuse, increased suicides, delays in diagnosis and treatment.
Oh, there's one guy that got upset. That's okay. That's okay, guys. You know, he has his own opinion too, right?
That right there is the difference between Americans and Canadians. Somebody would have showed up at a rally where there was a bunch of supporters, and some guy on his own walks up and screams out, "Shut the fuck up." That guy'd be going to the hospital or the morgue around here. They wouldn't be like, it's all right. Canadians are awesome.
In our history, and if you choose not to speak up, then our country will become less and less democratic and more divided. Am I right? I believe that sooner or later the truth always comes out. Believe us, healthcare workers.
No, this is a live feed right now, my friend.
For the truth.
I'm standing here in the cold weather for you guys.
Canadians have proven that we are a kind, compassionate, and forgiving people, so please trust us. Am I right?
What's up, Shane?
Choose not to speak up, you risk being considered complicit, and whenever harms ensue. When you finish your shift today, go home and look in the mirror. Look deep into your heart and ask yourselves, which side of history do you want to be on? Do you want to be brave like the truckers? Speak to your co-workers, your patients, your supervisors, your family, your friends, your neighbors. Speak to strangers, to shopkeepers, to the media, to politicians, to anyone who will listen. The truth will always set us all free. Am I right? To all of you,
A date and time today is Monday at 11:49.
We need you, and we will stand by you as you have stood by.
I think the camera guy's getting trolled and he doesn't realize it. What's up, Danny? Yeah, I'm looking to see when Trudeau is supposed to speak. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be in like 11 minutes, but I have a tab pulled up, keeping an eye out.
Let's all show them what it means
What's up, Bill? Thanks for being here.
we have for each other and for this magnificent country. You will never regret it. Am I right?
What's up, Powder?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Barry. Dr. Barry. Dr. Barry Engel.
What's up, Guardian?
Heart. He's got a big heart. Forgive me. So I've been yelling for 2 days. My name is Bethany Rodwell. I lost my box. Oh, okay, back. I'm with the adoptatrucker.ca organization team, and many of you off in your homes and your showers, and we're so grateful for all your help. There's been lots of rumors and it's just been rumor cesspool, and we're trying to organize something huge with a week to plan. So you guys are like hardcore holding the line here, and we're gonna I love it. And we've got some people from police on guard who'd like to speak. We have doctors coming to speak, and you know we have about 1 million civilians who have things on their heart they want to say. I cannot get you all up here. I just can't. But I will take a handful that I can that have been after me for 3 days. So police on guard. We're here for thee. All right, here we go.
What's up, Blue Cord? Thanks for being here.
Good afternoon, Canada. We are, my name is Wendy. I am a retired police officer, and we are police on guard. If you don't know who we have been around for the
Good
past
speech.
year speaking up
I left from
against these
Alberta
mandates.
in the convoy coming down.
We feel unconstitutional, and we are
Oh, it's a very emotional run.
Yeah, no, and all the people coming through.
Oh, it's been amazing.
All the cheers.
We've shaken the world.
Yeah. Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and we will not back down from this until we will not back down from this until our rights and freedoms are restored. So I'm just going to give you a quick, brief overview of our mission statement. You can find us at policeonguard.ca. It's to honor our oath and uphold the Constitution of Canada and to the best of our abilities preserve the peace, prevent offences, and discharge other duties as a police officer faithfully, impartially, and according to the law. To continue to serve and protect the public while remaining independent of political influence. We want to repair and regain public trust, which has been damaged by these mandates. We also want to encourage active duty members to check us out and stand for your oath. We believe that these measures are not only in conflict with our charter oath, but also place active duty police officers in an untenable position when directed by politicians and senior management to enforce these emergency measures. And I'm going to give you over to Russell.
What's up, Noel? What's up, Kyle? Good morning, Debbie.
We thank the truckers for all that they have been doing for the people of Canada. It's absolutely amazing. I'm an ex-detective, and I just want to introduce you to the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. The first line of it says this: whereas Canada was founded upon the principles that recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law. The supremacy of Almighty God. Almighty God is looking upon the Parliament building, and He sees the injustices that they've been doing to the Canadian people. The next portion of that line says, and the rule of law. The rule of law is not only for you and for me, it's for them inside that place there. Obey the rule of law, Parliament. Here's the next finger for us. Thank you very much. No surrender.
Freedom loving Canada! I'm Terry. I'm a retired correctional officer, and I am proud to be a member of Police on Guard for Thee.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Martin Olatino. I'm on the safety team, and I'm proud of everyone here. And what the message I'd like to say is that this entire movement, it's about love.
That's right.
Love is stronger than hate. The light is the way, and the light is stronger than the dark. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. You know it when you see it. 3 words, everyone. Love. Honor. Respect. Love.
Honor. Respect.
Love.
I'm gonna change the feed. I think we can get a better view of this.
Love. Honor. Respect. So, if we see anything that does not look respectful, that does not look loving, it is not with us. It is with the dark. Love is in the light. So very specifically, if anyone is asked by a police in uniform to block a fire lane.
Thank you so much, Guardian, for your donation and your support. I really appreciate you. You might have just made the Hall of Fame. Let me see.
I will not block, sir. There are lots of resources and EMS, fire, police will have to block it with their
Nope, but close. Either way, thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
fire lane. There are provokers who want to engage in arguments. We are here for love, honor, respect. Love, honor, respect. The light is stronger.
What's up, John Costello? Thanks for being here. Happy Monday. What's up, Mama Bear?
More important, the light loves. And it flows, and thank you very much.
I'm back! I told my husband I'm like a bad cold. I just never go away. Here I am. I'm a member of police on guard. And we want the truckers to know that police on guard supports them 100%. Look what they've done for this country. We want you to know the police on guard is here for you. We will never go away. We will not stop until this is a free country again.
So I have a live feed pulled up that's about to begin with Trudeau speaking whatever he's going to say. As soon as it seems like they're going live, I'm going to switch it, and then we'll see whatever Trudeau's got to say.
May Rocco filed a statement and claim against the Attorney General of Canada, the Attorney General of Ontario, Doug Ford, and the police chiefs of Ottawa, York Region, Toronto, Hamilton, and Niagara.
What's up, Sass? John Costello, as far as I know, nothing like that has happened.
That's right away. And you know what the judge told Doug Ford and his cronies what they could do with their motion? They can stick it where the sun doesn't shine.
Hey, thanks for being here, Alan.
And we will not stop till we get the answer we know we deserve. When these people up here mandated vaccines for the federal and federally regulated employees, police on guard said no, that will not happen. We spearheaded a lawsuit. We're now suing the federal government. Constable Adrian Gilbessi. If you don't know who she is,
I appreciate you, JoJo. I think Trudeau's gonna be speaking from the front door of his house. We're gonna switch it here in a second. They just turned the camera on. Real interesting. I don't even think I've even seen Trudeau. I don't think I even know what he looks like.
Is now under investigation for numerous violations for provincial offences.
Hey, I appreciate you being here, Murphy.
Under the Criminal Code of Canada. When a group of teachers went to Toronto Police Service and said, we want you to investigate Toronto District School Board for extortion. The Toronto Police Service said, please stop bothering us.
Morning, Richard.
Why they were not investigated. We also are educating the public on their rights. We have Question Tuesday with Rocco. We had a billboard put up in Vancouver and said vax passports violate your rights. It was taken down within 24 hours. But police on guard said, no, we won't stop. So instead of having that one, we now have 5 on the Trans-Canada Highway.
Hey, thanks for being here, Lefty Lucy.
And guess who's driving around Vancouver and New Brunswick with our message on their trucks? The truckers!
It's frustrating that after 2 years, the battle against COVID-19 is still dominating so many parts of our lives. This virus affects us all. 2 of my own children have now contracted it, and this morning I learned I tested positive for COVID-19 as well. I feel well and have no symptoms. Of course, I'll be working remotely this week, and we'll keep following public health guidelines. I want to take this opportunity to remind Canadians to please get vaccinated. It's a challenge that my family and I are facing, but there's nothing unusual or special about it. It's a challenge too many Canadians and people around the world know all too well. Durant cette pandémie, il y a des gens qui ont perdu des êtres chers. Nos travailleurs de la santé continuent de faire un travail acharné. Les scientifiques travaillent jour et nuit pour s'assurer qu'on ait des vaccins pour se protéger. This pandemic is not over, and we have to be there for one another. And as we continue to have each other's backs, as we steel ourselves for the challenges ahead, I know you're wondering about what you saw in our capital city this weekend. As my friend Erwin Kotler said on Saturday, freedom of expression, assembly, and association are cornerstones of democracy, but Nazi symbolism, racist imagery, and desecration of war memorials are not. It is an insult to memory and truth. Hate can never be the answer. Over the past few days, Canadians were shocked and frankly disgusted by the behavior displayed by some people protesting in our nation's capital. I want to be very clear. We are not intimidated by those who hurl insults and abuse at small business workers and steal food from the homeless. We won't give in to those who fly racist flags. We won't cave to those who engage in vandalism or dishonor the memory of our veterans. La statue de Terry Fox et la tombe du soldat inconnu ne sont pas seulement des symboles du passé. Ce sont des points marquants de notre histoire qui représentent des héros canadiens et les valeurs pour lesquelles ils se sont battus. Les sacrifices de ces héros nous ont donné la chance de bâtir un Canada meilleur. Tous les Canadiens ont le droit d'exprimer leur opinion ou leur désaccord avec leur gouvernement, mais ils n'ont pas le droit de menacer ou de harceler leurs concitoyens ni de propager des messages de haine. I want to thank the many Canadians who've made donations to the Shepherds of Good Hope and to the Terry Fox Foundation in response to what they saw this weekend. There is no place in our country for threats, violence, or hatred. So to those responsible for this behavior, it needs to stop. To anyone who joined the convoy but is rightly uncomfortable with the symbols of hatred and division on display, join with your fellow Canadians. Be courageous and speak out. Do not stand for or with intolerance and hate. En ces temps difficiles, tous les politiciens doivent démontrer du leadership responsable. On doit travailler.
Holy crap, it's like we got the same government.
On doit lutter contre la division et la peur avec les faits. To the politicians exploiting people's fears, I ask you to think long and hard about the consequences of your actions. To the nearly 90% of truckers across the country who've gotten vaccinated, who continue working hard to keep us fed and keep our economy moving, thank you. Truckers have tough jobs. Long hours on the road, days away from their families. Real challenges, particularly over the past 2 years, as they've continued to step up to put food on our shelves and on our tables, to support us with life-saving medication and supplies. We have relied on you, and you can rely on us to continue to stand with you and allow you to do your jobs safely. Almost 90% of you are doing exactly that, right? Exactly that. And we thank you deeply for everything you've done. The behavior on display this weekend does not represent you. And to Canadians at home, watching in disgust and disbelief at this behavior, wondering how this could have happened in our nation's capital after everything we've been through together, this is not the story of our pandemic, of our country, of our people. Canada is strong because you are strong. Pendant près de 2 ans, les Canadiens ont fait preuve de force.
You have no idea how much money I would pay to try and hear Old Man Walter try and speak Spanish. Good Lord, if he could say everything he stammers in Spanish, I'd be so impressed.
You've been there for each other as neighbors, friends, and fellow Canadians. I think of the moms and dads who looked after their families, the kids who stepped up in so many different ways, seniors who stayed strong in our darkest days, volunteers throughout our communities who supported our most vulnerable, frontline workers from truckers to store clerks who've kept our shelves stocked and made sure we have food on our tables, healthcare heroes who've saved countless lives and continue to do so. We know you're tired, and yet you do not stop. You inspire us. Canadians support you. We're in your corner. All of you are the story of this pandemic, not the convoy. Cette pandémie, c'est aussi l'histoire de millions de personnes qui ont fait les bons choix, qui se sont fait vacciner et qui ont fait des sacrifices pour assurer leur sécurité et celle des autres. Je peux vous dire que je vais continuer d'encourager les gens à se faire vacciner, que ce soit pour les doses de rappel ou les vaccins pour les enfants. Je vais continuer d'être là pour vous. I wish I could tell you that there are no more difficult moments ahead. But we all know I can't say that. What I can say is that this government will continue to have your backs. We will continue to be there for you as long as it takes, with as much as it takes. That's how we've all gotten through this pandemic so far, and that's what we and I will continue to focus on. Because we believe in you. Canadians are compassionate, kind, strong, and resilient. You elected us all to get big things done, and with the return of Parliament, we all have work to do. Later today, I'll be participating in question period, an important part of our democratic system, alongside parliamentarians who, despite threats and intimidation, will continue to serve you, Canadians, and work together to deliver results for people. This afternoon, we'll be introducing legislation to ensure we continue providing as many rapid tests as possible to the provinces and territories. And tonight, I'll be virtually addressing the House of Commons about the situation in Ukraine. I'll be talking about the importance of freedom, democracy, and the rule of law in the face of Russian provocation. In this difficult time, more than ever, we must stay true to our values, to who we are as Canadians. As Canadians, we stand up for what's right, and mostly, we stand up for each other. That's how we've gotten through this so far. That's how we'll continue to get through this. That's how we remain true to who we are. Merci, mes amis.
Thank you, Prime Minister. We'll now start the question period for 20 minutes, starting with the phone today. Opératrice, c'est à vous.
Thank you, merci. Please press star one at this time if you have a question. S'il vous plaît, appuyez sur l'étoile 1 maintenant pour poser une question. The first question is from Mia Robson, the Canadian Press. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm wondering, a lot of the leaders or organizers of this convoy have asked to meet or at least hear from you about what's happening in their demand. Have you or will you or anyone from your government meet with them or negotiate with them in any way?
My focus is standing with Canadians and getting through this pandemic. The way to get through this pandemic is to continue making the challenging choices and sacrifices as citizens, as individuals, as communities, to keep each other safe, to trust science, to trust facts, to continue being there for each other. That is my focus. That is what I will stay focused on.
Can you explain the reason why you won't participate or meet with them? I mean, you've attended rallies on the Hill in the past, including during a Black Lives Matter protest and others. Is there a reason that you can give as for why you will not discuss or have any negotiations with this particular group?
I have attended protests and rallies in the past when I agreed with the goals, when I supported the people expressing their concerns and their issues. Black Lives Matter is an excellent example of that. But I have also chosen to not go anywhere near protests that have expressed hateful rhetoric, violence towards fellow citizens, and a disrespect not just of science, but of the frontline health workers and, quite frankly, the 90% of truckers who have been doing the right thing to keep Canadians safe, to put food on our tables. Canadians know where I stand. This is a moment for responsible leaders to think carefully about where they stand and who they stand with.
Opératrice, prochaine question.
Thank you. Merci. La prochaine question est de Laurence Martin, Radio-Canada. La parole est à vous.
Oui, bonjour, M. Trudeau. Je me demandais comment est-ce que vous allez faire pour apaiser la grogne là, qui s'est exprimée dans les derniers jours à Ottawa. Je comprends qu'il y a des éléments extrémistes dans le mouvement, mais il y a aussi beaucoup de gens qui ne le sont pas, qui étaient à Ottawa. Qu'est-ce que vous allez faire pour apaiser leur colère?
Tout d'abord, je pense que tout le monde à travers le pays qui soit ici à
Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's get this chat filled up.
Tout le monde est tanné de cette pandémie. Tout le monde est épuisé. Tout le monde veut que ça en finisse. Tout le monde voudrait bien qu'on puisse dire « OK, c'est fini » puis qu'on retourne à ce qu'on voudrait faire. Mais la vaste majorité des Canadiens savent que ce n'est pas en rouspétant qu'on va finir cette pandémie. C'est en se faisant vacciner. C'est en écoutant les meilleurs conseils de santé publique.
You guys can't really tell, but there's actually a sign person on each side of the screen. There's one behind me and one behind the flag I have on the other side. And I haven't figured out if one's translating French, or why there's two of them. I don't even know how you watch both of them at once.
La science, les faits, les experts en santé, les experts en santé publique, c'est comme ça qu'on va sortir de cette pandémie. Et c'est sur ça que je vais me concentrer.
En suivi, Laurence?
Certains vous accusent d'avoir politisé la question de la vaccination obligatoire, entre autres durant la campagne électorale. Qu'est-ce que vous répondez à ceux qui disent que vous portez une partie de la responsabilité là, pour la grogne qu'on voit s'exprimer à Ottawa depuis quelques jours?
Les Canadiens ont choisi de se faire vacciner à un taux plus élevé que presque n'importe quel autre pays dans le monde. On a vu à chaque étape les Canadiens choisir d'être là les uns pour les autres. En plus d'avoir un taux de vaccination plus élevé que beaucoup de nos pays pairs, on a aussi pu protéger et notre système de santé et nos aînés et voir rebondir notre économie de la bonne façon. Je comprends qu'il y a certaines personnes qui choisissent de rejeter la science, qui choisissent de rejeter l'entraide et le service et les sacrifices que font la vaste majorité des Canadiens, mais c'est leur choix. Mon choix, c'est de continuer d'être là pour les 90% des Canadiens qui, oui, sont tannés, mais qui savent que la façon qu'on va passer à travers, c'est en restant solidaires, en se respectant les uns les autres et en suivant les consignes de santé publique.
Operator, next question.
Thank you. Merci. The next question is from Tom Perry from CBC News. Please go ahead.
Hi, Prime Minister. Thanks for taking our questions. Supporters of this movement will say that it's a small minority of people in this protest who are causing trouble. So is it fair to focus in on the obviously terrible behavior of some and paint all protesters with that brush?
I think, obviously, the right to free expression, the right to assembly, the right to make your displeasure known in a democracy is extraordinarily important and needs to be heeded and respected. But there have been many, many protests over the past years that I've seen, that I've been part of, that I've watched from a distance on Parliament Hill and elsewhere, where people come together angry about a certain thing, wanting something else to change, that don't see the level of hateful rhetoric, of swastikas, of abuse towards their fellow citizens. There is always a right to protest peacefully that I and others will defend fully as part of this democracy. There is not a right to incite violence, to perform acts of violence, or to spew hatred. And I think anyone who is part of this group who is disgusted by what the folks protesting alongside are doing needs to step up and take responsibility, condemn these actions, and look for other ways to express their displeasure.
Following up.
You talk about politicians exploiting people's fears. Who are you talking about, and what impact do you think they're having?
I think all politicians need to think very carefully about who they're supporting, about what messages they're putting out. We have seen over the past many, many months, conservative politicians sharing disinformation about vaccines, encouraging conspiracy theories online. And I think Aaron O'Toole is going to need to reflect very carefully on how he's walking a path that supports these people who do not represent truckers, let alone the vast majority of Canadians.
Operator, next question.
Thank you. Merci. La prochaine question est de Boris Proulx, Le Devoir. La parole est à vous.
Merci. Monsieur le Premier ministre, est-ce que vous excluez faire quelconque concession aux camionneurs qui manifestaient?
Les défis auxquels on est en train de faire face dans nos chaînes d'approvisionnement ne sont pas dus aux politiques de vaccination, mais sont dus à la COVID-19. La meilleure façon de passer à travers ces moments difficiles pour les camionneurs, pour tous les Canadiens, c'est en continuant de respecter les consignes de santé publique, en continuant de se faire vacciner comme presque 90% des camionneurs l'ont fait. C'est sur ça que je vais me concentrer, pas sur ces manifestants qui ne respectent pas les faits, la science, ni, pour plusieurs, nos principes démocratiques.
En suivi?
Merci. En suivi, des manifestants disaient que le Canada était à l'origine de la décision américaine d'imposer la vaccination obligatoire de leur côté. Pouvez-vous nous dire si vous avez fait pression sur l'administration Biden pour qu'il fasse la même chose que le Canada?
Depuis les débuts, on m'a souvent posé des questions sur l'alignement ou le non-alignement entre nos politiques ici au Canada par rapport aux frontières avec les Américains. Il y a eu des choses sur lesquelles on s'est aligné, on s'est très bien travaillé. Il y a eu d'autres choses sur lesquelles on est moins aligné. Mais à chaque fois, je démontrais et j'insistais que chaque pays peut et doit faire ses propres décisions par rapport à sa sécurité publique. Mais évidemment, puisque nous suivons la même science et les mêmes genres de conseils d'experts, ça ne doit pas être surprenant que les mêmes principes sont en jeu quand on amène des mesures pour protéger les citoyens.
Operator, next question.
Thank you. Merci. The next question from Tanda McCharles, Toronto Star. Please go ahead.
Yes, Prime Minister, you said that Aaron O'Toole has to think carefully, but he did meet with some truckers on Friday. Do you think that was an inappropriate gesture of support to truckers, or specifically about anyone else in terms of his caucus? And can you speak to McInerney's participation?
As part of our job as politicians, every single day, we make decisions about who to meet with, who to respond to, how to respond to them, who to engage with, how not just our engagements, but our example impacts on public discourse. If we choose to put up with and tacitly support conspiracy theorists and folks peddling disinformation, that's a reflection on what we choose to do as politicians and who we are as leaders. Obviously, I'm going to trust in Canadians' understanding of the kind of responsible leadership that is needed right now. And I'm sure Canadians are watching what all politicians are doing right now and remembering who is choosing to stand up for what and for whom, and what choices they are making as leaders. I think through this pandemic, Canadians have seen and have a right to expect responsible leadership. And unfortunately, that's not what we've always seen from the likes of Aaron O'Toole or even more, Maxime Bernier.
Following up.
Given the behavior you outlined today, what do you want to see the security forces on Parliament Hill and in downtown Ottawa do about the situation?
Well, first of all, I'd like to make sure that people are safe, first and foremost, that small businesses, restaurants in Ottawa can get back to work, that citizens can go to their jobs, that parliamentarians can continue to do the important work of serving Canadians, of upholding our democracy. Yes, there is a right to protest. There is a right to make your voices heard loudly and clearly. There is not a right to to shut down our democracy or our democratic processes. There is not a right to abuse, intimidate, and harass your fellow citizens who are trying to go about their business, trying to live their lives, and not necessarily in agreement with what you are doing.
Opératrice, prochaine question.
Thank you. Merci. La prochaine question, Raphaël Pirot, agence QMI. La parole est à vous.
Oui, bonjour, Monsieur Trudeau. Je voulais savoir, donc, le ministre des Transports avait dit récemment comme quoi il voulait aller de l'avant avec, peut-être, il n'avait pas dit clairement, mais peut-être aller de l'avant avec l'obligation vaccinale pour les camionneurs entre les frontières. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose que votre gouvernement, pense encore?
On est, comme vous savez, très clair sur le besoin du plus grand nombre possible de gens de se faire vacciner. On a amené des mandats de vaccination pour la fonction publique fédérale. On a amené des mandats de vaccination pour ceux qui veulent voyager à bord d'un avion, d'un train. Nous allons continuer d'encourager les gens de se faire vacciner. Pour l'instant, les mandats pour les camionneurs s'appliquent à la frontière canado-américaine.
En suivi?
Et donc, mais je voulais savoir, est-ce que c'est quelque chose qui est encore sur la table? Et si c'est encore sur la table, pensez-vous que ça risque de jeter de l'huile sur le feu?
Je ne veux pas aller trop loin dans des hypothétiques. On est en train de regarder, d'amener des mesures concrètes qui vont continuer de protéger les Canadiens. Et quand on pense que les camionneurs sont à presque 90% déjà vaccinés, on sait que même sans avoir des mandats supplémentaires, des mandats domestiques, les gens sont en train de faire la bonne chose. Mais comme vous savez, depuis 2 ans, on a vu énormément de mesures et de choses qu'on a dû faire auxquelles on n'aurait pas pu s'imaginer il y a 3-4 ans. On va continuer de suivre la science. On va continuer de faire tout ce qui est nécessaire pour garder les gens en santé, en sécurité. Mais on va se concentrer sur les mesures qu'on est en train de faire maintenant et pas amener des théories hypothétiques sur des prochaines étapes qui pourraient être nécessaires ou peut-être pas.
Operator, next question.
Thank you. Merci. Next question, Marika Walsh, the Globe and Mail. Please go ahead.
Hi, Prime Minister. Thanks for taking our call today. I just want to follow up on, sorry, I'm trying to mute my phone. I'm just trying to follow up on some of your responses about the protesters. I understand the concerns around many of the actions for many of the protesters, but I'm wondering if you, as the Prime Minister, need to engage with the fears and the concerns that others in the crowd raised about the vaccine. There seems to be a real concern for many of them about the safety of that vaccine, and I'm wondering if you are avoiding addressing that by only focusing on the much more hateful and nefarious elements of the protest this weekend.
Marika, anyone who thinks that I haven't been talking about how safe vaccines are has been listening to everything I've been saying over the past 2 years. Vaccines are safe and effective. The way we get through, this public health crisis, get back to the things we love, is by trusting science, by trusting the facts, by being there for each other, by stepping up for each other. We have been hearing people hesitant about getting vaccinated for well over a year now. And we have been reaching out to them, community by community, individual by individual, at the highest level, but also in interpersonal contacts, to reassure people that vaccines are safe and effective, and that they are the way to get through this pandemic. So, yes, the concerns expressed by a few people gathered in Ottawa right now are not new, not surprising, are heard, but are a continuation of what we've unfortunately seen in disinformation and misinformation online, conspiracy theorists about microchips, about God knows what else that go with the tinfoil hats. We have been clear every step of the way that the work our frontline health workers, the work our scientists and researchers are doing, the people at Health Canada, the people working on these vaccines all around the world, is the work that will get us through this, get us back to the things we love.
Operator, last question.
Thank you. Merci. Donc, la dernière question, Michel Sabat, la presse canadienne, la parole est à vous.
Oui, bonjour, M. Trudeau. Avez-vous retenu un quelconque message de ces 3 journées de manifestation historique sur la colline du Parlement et envisagez-vous d'une quelconque façon ajuster votre politique?
Je pense que ce qu'on a vu, c'est que oui, il y a des gens qui hésitent encore à se faire vacciner, mais en même temps, dans la réaction des Canadiens d'un bout à l'autre, pas seulement aux expressions de haine et d'intolérance qu'on a vues parmi ces manifestants, mais aussi dans le message de liberté et de choix. Les Canadiens sont en train de dire, moi, ma liberté, c'est la liberté de retourner à des choses que je voulais faire avant, et la façon d'assumer cette liberté, c'est de se faire vacciner. Moi, mon choix, c'est d'être là les uns pour les autres, parce que c'est comme ça qu'on a créé ce pays. C'est en étant là les uns pour les autres qu'on définit ce que c'est d'être Canadien. Alors, en même temps qu'une petite minorité marginalisée est en train de rouspéter, de manifester, la vaste majorité des Canadiens sont en train de dire, ben voyons donc, c'est en continuant d'être là les uns pour les autres qu'on va passer à travers. On est tous d'accord. On veut en finir avec cette pandémie. Mais la grande majorité des Canadiens savent très bien que la façon qu'on va en finir, c'est pas en manifestant contre la pandémie, c'est en se faisant vacciner.
Following up.
Les abords du Parlement, M. Trudeau, les abords du Parlement sont-ils sécuritaires et les policiers devraient-ils évacuer le secteur?
J'ai énormément confiance dans nos services de sécurité publique qui font un travail remarquable dans des situations extrêmement difficiles. Je veux remercier la police d'Ottawa, la GRC, le service de protection parlementaire et tous ceux qui ont travaillé avec acharnement cette fin de semaine pour s'assurer de minimiser les dégâts et l'harcèlement et l'intimidation des citoyens qu'on a vus à Ottawa. C'est pas fini, mais ils vont continuer de faire leur job et je sais que les Canadiens à travers le pays peuvent avoir confiance dans ceux qui choisissent de servir le bien du public.
Operator, would it be possible to put Marika Walsh on the line? She didn't get her follow-up.
Perfect. Thank you. And we don't have Marika Walsh in the queue anymore. I'm sorry.
Thank you. This is what ends today's press conference.
Merci tout le monde.
Are they friend or foe?
All right, give me a second.
Dine-in starts today. Yeah. Cheers, Death Row. Huh? It's Monday, yeah. Opens up today. Dine-in starts today, yeah. Yeah. 2,000 people in the chat. Cheers. How you doing? I'm okay. I'm okay. As long as it takes, bro. Nice. Oh, yeah. Absolutely great. Hear that? Police have been wonderful, as we said. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. More, yeah, that's what they said in the chat. More is coming. No shortage of trucks. You hear that, guys? Awesome. Live and direct. You're hearing it now. Travel Fund 69 live on the YouTube platform. More truckers on the way. Live and direct.
All right, guys, let's think of another poll question.
That's right.
Trudeau is crazy. He said he doesn't back the truckers because they're racist and hateful, so he backs BLM. Okay. Weird. It's a weird first impression, considering I've never seen Trudeau before.
All right, so yeah. Wow. All right, so there we go. We just that was false news. We heard that Tim Hortons was boycotting them. That is not true. So there's going to be false news on both sides of the scale. We just heard that is not true. They are okay with the whole movement. So there you go. We just debunked that. Cheers. Yes, cheers. So everything is good. Awesome, dude. He's cool. A large police presence here. You still have noise canceling features. Yeah, there is, but for some reason, MS, it's a little weird. I'll try to fix it, but I'm gonna get another phone anyway. This is a brand new phone. I'm waiting for another brand new phone. Cheers. Jeff Mack is restreaming you over 300 people. Send some love. Let me see if I can highlight that comment. Okay, I guess I can't. It's too far. All right, John, thanks so much. Jeff Mack, restreaming, thank you so much. Cheers. You are watching live on the YouTube platform, Travel Fund 69. Cheers, everybody. 2,200 people in the chat. We are live for the past 2.5 hours, downtown Ottawa for the Truckers Freedom Convoy 2022, live on location. Cheers. Mickey, there we go.
Houdini, the Hooligan Hall of Fame. What I think I'm going to start doing is anybody that makes a donation more than $50 will get their name on the Hooligan Hall of Fame on the screen for the rest of the live stream. A lot of times we get generous donations like that, and I just wanted to show them I appreciate them. So I thought we would start doing that. I listed all the information in the description, different ways for people to support what we do and how the algorithm functions and all of that.
Wow. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Right. Yes, food. Yes. Sharing it out. Yes. Yeah. Cheers. How you doing? Just waiting. Orchidelia's just chit-chatting. Yep. True. Yep. 100%. Yep. Speaking of Tim Hortons.
Shaq Costello, it was you that went over there in their chat. You hooligan. At least we got a shout out though. That's cool. It's always good.
No, yeah. Just gotta take a leap. That's it. Yeah. Shoot. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Nice. Nice. What do you have? Portable or something? Oh, right. Right. Yeah. Right. Really? Hey, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Really? Okay. Yeah, of course. Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna use the porta potty on his truck. That's cool. Very nice of him. I'll ask his wife. Cheers. I'll just wait for Orchidelia, and then I'll go in there. Cheers, everybody. Salute. Cheers. Big ups to everybody in the chat. We're having a good time. Yeah, I will. I'll let her hang on to my stuff. We'll go ask. Might as well just use it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. That's all right. Awesome. Cheers. Oh, hang on. Cowboys Marsh. Cheers. Cowboys Marsh. Cheers, everyone.
What's up, Danny?
Oh, scuffed audio. I know, brother. It happens. We'll fix that. Don't worry. Cheers. Cowboys Marsh. Sub up Cowboys Marsh. Cheers, brother. Cheers, my bro. All good. All right, let's go. All right, I'm going to hand this over to Orchidelia for 5 minutes. I'm going to see if I can use that washroom on the porta potty up there. Cheers.
Can we follow you to the porta potty?
No, you can't go in.
Hi, how are you?
Nah, homeless. John Costello's not a snitch. It's not snitching. I know some people like to go to the live stream and try and act like they're snitching, but that's the hooligan way. It happens all the time. We put people on the screen. Hooligans go over there and let them know. We get shout outs. We help build their channel. It's networking. It's not snitching. Hey, thanks for being here, Stacy.
These guys are from Peterborough. God bless them. They're going to be here for the long haul. Peanut butter Ontario, farmers, that's us. Self-employed, self-made. Oh, that's where all the noise is at. Freedom! Broken-hearted family. Sad. He's here, protesting, the old truckers.
Man, be a Canadian today and start drinking beer early. It's not even really that early if I start drinking beer right now. No, I might not be able to. I think I got some responsibilities I need to take care of in a little while. We'll see. We'll see how things go. What's up, Jesse? What's up, Andrew? It's almost beer time. Thank you so much, Lisa, for your donation and your support. I really appreciate you being here.
All these flags, go patriotic.
What's up, Robert? Yeah, we're going to cover Jen Psaki in 15 minutes. I already have it pulled up. We're going to wait and see if she's late or not. But we're definitely going to cover it. See if Peter's there.
Oh!
All these cars are there for support. It's amazing. They're stuck here. They're way out on this road. Pretty bad. Thanks, Kay Adams. Appreciate that. Sorry, I wasn't reading the chats here.
Thank you so much, Leonardo and Homestead Homeboy, for your donation, your support. I really appreciate you guys.
Wow, I can breathe. I can breathe again. All right. Cheers. Thanks. So nice of them. Yeah, she says use it anytime you have to go. No problem. Sweet. Awesome. Bobby Crush in the building. Cheers. 2,000 people watching. I think we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers still. Let's see if we can get a almost there, 9,000. I think it might be. It's not refreshed. It's all good. Cheers. Cheers. If you're watching around the world on Twitch or YouTube, cheers. And to everybody restreaming this, thank you. My name is Jeff Lepard, and you are watching Travel Fun 69 on the YouTube platform. Cheers. Sub me up, bash the notification bell, check out my other videos, and thanks for the support. Thumbs it up, thumbs it up. Monday afternoon, 12:47 p.m., downtown Ottawa, the truck.
I think we're going to switch live feeds over to where the speakers are and the stages. Just give me a second.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to all the super chatters. Thank you for everything. And those that sent some love over on PayPal. Not necessary. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. If you absolutely need my PayPal, you can ask. I normally don't share it out. I don't like to ask. Thank you so much. Cheers. Because of the support that you guys have done, I'm going to make it quite possible. I'm not even might. I'm coming back.
I challenge
I'm going to take a...
I challenge to use a top. Meet me anytime you want. Meet me. Bring the entire public health agency of Canada. Bring the entire Health Canada and sit down with me alone. Bring your science to the table. I will bring the science that you have been pretending not to read. They lied to us. They lied to us over and over. Hutchinson talked about the PCR test. That test was a bogus, failed test. They overcycled the test. We told them, we said, listen, if you have a cycle threshold over 24, the test only detects viral junk, non-culturable virus, not infectious.
Thanks for being here, Anna. I appreciate you.
People cycle at 40 and 45. That meant that 97% of everyone who tested positive in 2020 and 2021 would not. You took us out to schools, you shut the university down, you shut the workplace down for a lie. And we told them not to do it. Now, I want to end by saying this. The science is clear on the vaccines. We've looked at these vaccines for a year now, 9 months.
Lily Bell, you're about to get banned. I'm tired of seeing you spam my chat.
On the Delta variant, and the vaccine fails on Omicron, period. The Pfizer vaccine loses 40% antibodies per month. That means that when you take a vaccine, in about 2 to 3 months, you have no protection. It does not properly protect the upper airways. Omicron variant presents a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's nature's vaccine. It confers an off-ramp and an exit strategy to the government. The vaccines were not properly developed. I am not an anti-vaxxer. I am for vaccines like Hutchinson and everyone.
What's up, Sherry?
Properly developed vaccines. And these vaccines were not properly developed. We know the science. We know you can't take a 15-year process for the safety phase of a trial and boil it down into 3 months and tell me that you understand the safety of the vaccine. You do not. This is a devastating situation. And when you look at the CDC VAERS database, the CDC VAERS database collects 1%, at most 10 of the burden. And the CDC VS database tells us today, 22,000 Americans have died from this vaccine, and we looked at it properly. We can see the deaths were 1 to 2 days post-vaccine, at most 7 days. And we modeled it, and we showed 86% of the deaths were linked to the vaccine. Now, there are 1 million adverse events, and that's a system that collects 10%. In other words, these vaccines kill. Look, let me be as blunt as I can.
Thank you so much, Morris, for continuing the membership program for 15 months. You're officially a hooligan.
But it does not work well for a large number of people. And we should never have a vaccine.
Troy, do I think Tom McDonald is there? No, I'm pretty sure Tom McDonald lives in California, and unless he's got the little jabby jab, pretty sure he can't even get into Canada right now.
Who's not vaccinated, that he can't come in or she can't come into Canada.
Thank you so much, Morris, for your donation and your support. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Restaurant because we are vaccinated. Yet, we have the research by Brown et al. In Barnstable, Massachusetts. We have the research by Ryan Mercer. We have the research telling us clearly by Chow et al. In Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. It shows
Anna, yeah, today is day 3. They arrived there on Saturday.
Vaccinated person harbors much more pathogen in nasopharyngeal passage than the unvaccinated. It showed us that the vaccinated was transmitting virus. So how could you stop an unvaccinated person from operating in society when there's no difference in risk right now between a vaccinated and an unvaccinated? So it is absolutely logical. It makes no sense. It is not grounded in science. None of what they're doing is grounded in science. So let me close by saying it's such a wonderful opportunity to be here, I'm a Canadian citizen. It is so tremendous. Canada is one of the greatest countries in the world. Long live Canada! But it is time. It is time now to bring this pandemic to a closure. It is time. It is time to declare the pandemic emergency over. There is no...
Thank you so much, Homeless, for your donation and your support. I really appreciate you. Jeff should call into the White House live and give them a piece of our minds. Stand with Canada and stand for freedom. The White House would never take my call. They would never, ever take my call. They'd never let me ask them a question. They know once they let me in the door, they're letting all the hooligans in. Then we'll be all over the news.
Dr. Hawkinson,
So by the way, I see people in the chat think Donut Guy is either a Fed or they want him for Prime Minister.
Okay.
Donut Guy is not a Fed.
I forgot. Two things.
Donut Guy, they want you for
First
Prime
of
Minister.
all, it sounds like
Some people think you want a Fed and other people
just
want you for
remember
Prime
this.
Minister.
When you repeat after me, number one, they weren't needed.
Proud Ankle, do you think the racist flag Trudeau was talking about is an American flag? That was the first thing that popped in my head when he said that. Is somebody rocking those bars and stars? So racist.
Remember that. That's the essence of it. And to follow the vaccine.
Tom, too, yes, we are going to be covering the press briefing with Jen Psaki. She's not on right now. Not yet. About 5 more minutes, but I got the live already pulled up.
Okay. So you want to simply have a vaccine passport, do you? Well, what's next? Are you going to tell everyone with HIV that they've got to have an X on their forehead before they go into a bar? You know what? You're not going to get away with that. And it's a heck of a lot more serious than COVID is. All right, change gears. Over this last 2 years, there's been a total absence of fact. They've been lying, as Dr. Alexander said to you, constantly about everything. There's not a single reliable statistic out there that you can say is verified. So we'll have to rely upon straw polls. And this is now a straw poll. And I'm going to ask you all a question. Listen to my question. I want everyone to put up their hand here. If you know someone personally
who has had a heart attack, a stroke, or a pulmonary embolism
What's up to you?
shortly after vaccination. Not a sore arm, not just a headache, but something seriously risky. Put up your hand. And now I want you all to look around. And I want you to look at those hands. Look at those hands.
What's up, Money Stabs? Thanks for being here.
This is a monster kill. A monster kill. The life insurance of Indiana has gone public with all other insurance companies to say that 40% increase in deaths of the working well between the age of 20 and 60. Totally unexpected. A massive increase in the expected number of deaths. And it's due to one of three things or all of them. Suicides, delayed treatment and prevention, and the effects of vaccination, all of which are due to the things that they are forcing on you. So that's the straw poll. That doesn't look like a trivial thing, does it? It's a monster. And straw polls like this verify these numbers that are coming out of insurance companies. This is massively underreported event. People are dying like flies out there, and they're not being reported, and government does not want you to know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kendra, for continuing the membership program for 12 months. You're officially a hooligan. SPC, I guess there is supposed to be a convoy happening here in the U.S. from California, ending in D.C. I'm hoping to find more information on it today.
Anti-vaxxers, clearly, as these speeches demonstrate, we've got scientists, qualified medical professionals here speaking about the real science. We are not crazy. All right, I have a little announcement here. We found somebody's driver's license. It's from Alberta for Robin Hope. So Robin Hope, we have your driver's license here.
You just doxed her. I'm joking, people. I'm joking.
We'll have it here in the back of the stage for you.
A lot of people.
And next up, we have Brian
standing on somebody's
Dennison,
car.
a former Calgary
There's a lot of
police
people here.
officer.
Okay, go for
Hello, everybody. How are you?
I'm gonna get down.
Wow,
I don't know if that hitch is strong enough for 160 pounds of Viva. Hold on.
Awesome. Well done. Today I'm actually going to read something because half the time I forget what I'm going to say, so just bear with me. Our truckers are our...
Thank you so much, CJ, for your donation, your support. I really appreciate you.
Your sacrifice and bravery for standing up for our freedoms has shaken up a sleepy nation and a power-hungry government. Thank you so much. You have unified a nation and filled us with hope for our future. Okay, for those that don't know who I am, my name is Brian Dennison. I was 24 years on with the Calgary Police Service. I was hired by them because I have sound judgment, apparently.
He's on one of the islands, but I can't tell you.
But of course, it came down to my choice not to take the vaccine or go along with any of their other mandates that they had for me. I was a constable, an officer coach, an acting sergeant, and a hate crimes coordinator. I've worked with many honorable men and women within the Calgary Police Service, and I have several friends still there. On November 6th, I was suspended because I would not comply with them. Shortly after that, I released a video which I had made while sitting in my police car. And that video was meant for policemen to stand up for what they believe in and in their oath.
Man, I'm not sure what you're talking about. They made a Discord for the U.S. convoy to D.C. You guys will have to let me know. I don't join other people's Discord and stuff, because if something happens and it gets deleted, then I'll be deleted, and who's going to run my Discord?
Discreditable conduct. And during that time, I was still speaking up, and they served me with a cease and desist order because they didn't want me to speak anymore. So it came down to a choice of mine. Do I resign after 24 years so I can continue to speak up? Though I'm not a police officer anymore, but I served for 24 years, and I decided that enough was enough, and I was going to stand up and keep speaking.
Salty Ragu, is that what all that sound was I'm hearing? Building a bunker under the house? Well, alright.
Service that I joined 24 years ago is not the same one that I just resigned from. Today, the leadership of that organization is hell-bent on demonizing, segregating, and threatening the suspension of its police officers if they do not participate in a faulty testing program and vaccine program.
Everyone, the audio is good enough. You guys can hear what's going on. Let me know in the chat.
Other street cops that have received the vaccine.
John Costello, yeah, I think it was last night, Australia was rallying and stuff. They're about to do a convoy. It's awesome. Hey, thanks for being here, Kelly.
This treatment from law enforcement, I'm sorry. Please know, as a former police officer, I am for free speech. I am for peaceful.
Kendra, no, I did not get that. I'm not sure where you sent it.
Running their own businesses and staying open. I'm all for free.
Oh man, I see what you're saying. Sorry for the confusion.
And the vaccines that you take. Our Constitution protects
What's up, Newton?
freedoms and choices. However, it seems to me that the federal and provincial governments do not understand or respect our Charter of Rights and Freedoms written into the Constitution of Canada that applies to all Canadians. Always remember, the Constitution is the supreme law of Canada. In saying that, it is extremely concerning that our Prime Minister continues to stoke the fire of hate and division with his reckless and dangerous comments towards Canadians.
Yeah, Lisa, I've been checking it out. I had a live pulled up that was showing the Zello call thing, but they just ended it.
Ethical leader?
No!
Are these words spoken by a leader with integrity and care for its citizens?
The answer is no, people.
My fingers are freezing. So please, vaccinated and unvaccinated, please do not allow his words to change the hearts for fellow Canadians. We are one family.
So I just want to give a real quick reminder. We will be covering the press briefing with Jen Psaki any minute now. She's actually 4 minutes late, but I have the live pulled up. As soon as I seen the screen flip, we're gonna flip over to the White House real quick, and then we'll come back to this.
And today I stand here to represent that. It is an honor that statesman Brian Peckford is our chairman of the board, the last living First Minister that helped negotiate and sign the Constitution of Canada.
All right, Lisa, I'll check it out.
Freedoms. If anyone understands the Charter, it's this man. Another thing that people can keep doing is keep coming to rallies. The more people we have here, the better it is, the bigger statement that we can make to them. The last thing I want to say is...
John Costello, do you think the bigot Trigger Crazy is there? Trigger Crazy better be there. He said like 3 days ago he was traveling there. He better be there.
Medical choices for your children.
What's up, Cheeky Chops?
Be brave and consistent. Do not allow and be courageous for the efforts that you are taking to protect your children. Now, I usually do this at the end of my talks. I'm not going to be talking to you. I'm going to be talking to...
Thank you so much, Ziggurat, for continuing the membership program for 13 months now. You're officially a hooligan.
Both constable and executive leadership of each of them. Remember your oath. It is not good enough to say I'm just following orders. Historically, following orders never led to anything good.
Mana, is Trigger Crazy the one stealing the homeless food like Trudeau was talking? You know it is. You know it's that bigot Trigger Crazy.
Law enforcement, I want you to remember these words. They're your core values. Respect.
All right, it's time.
Honesty, compassion, courage, fairness, ethics, accountability, and integrity. If you are a police officer, ask yourself, do you act by these values, or are they just words on a page?
We're gonna keep the audio from Canada until Jen Psaki comes from behind the secret door.
Hey, no, absolutely not.
What brought you here?
Thank you, Ryan.
Freedom of choice, freedom of speech in this country. Can't live without it. We can't have a free society without free speech. Thank you
It's
very much,
really
sir.
important
Take
to
care.
have people like Ryan on our side. More often, these days when we speak out, we're met with heavy intimidation and ridicule to back us into a corner. But it's important to continue to speak out. And up next we have the president of Stand Up Canada, which is an organization that helps arm all of us with the tools and the legal knowledge to stand up for our rights and to face that unlawful intimidation and to stand up to that ridicule and
This is what
serve
CTV
people with
is saying the
certain
protest looks
documents
like.
that she will certainly speak about.
Yep.
And I'd like
That
to
is not
welcome
what the protest
Paula
looks like.
Tucci from Stand Up Canada.
That's not what the protest looks like, people. This is what the protest looks like.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Paula Tucci. I'm one of the founders of Stand Up Canada. We're a non-profit federal organization. We're volunteer run. We're here for you. This is our logo. This is exactly what we represent. This is the Canadian spirit. We are people helping people. And that's what Canadians are all about. I wanted to say, never before in the existence of us as a people, as a collective, have we ever needed to know our rights before in history. I want to tell you some of the things that Stand Up
Yeah, I appreciate you, Indigo.
could have helped you with that. The first thing that we did was we would expose that all of those provincial and territorial declarations of emergency were fraudulent. They were all fraudulent. They didn't mean.
Come on, Jen Psaki, we're all waiting on you. Somebody made a suggestion for an interesting poll question that I'm going to put up here in a second as soon as Jen Psaki gets on stage. Keep an eye out for that.
I would have said illegitimate, not illegal. My own personal opinion.
I get a little riled up. We have been helping Canadians know from the very beginning what their rights are. And in fact, when we started protesting here on the corner over there was only 12 of us. And boy, are we ever happy to see all of you beautiful Canadians here today. We've let Canadians know how the COVID measures are violating their rights, violating their constitutional rights and their provincial rights. Including, we've let Canadians know your right to refuse mandatory vaccination. We've advised the businesses that they are at major risk, baby, for liability for enforcing all of these fiscal measures on their employees and on their patrons.
We discussed this with Robert Barnes. Government informed might have immunity.
What's up, Trigger Crazy? Did you make it out to Ottawa? Everybody wants to know.
Because you can't wear a mask? Well, we have a legal...
Jen Psaki. About damn time.
Hello. Happy Monday. Okay, I just have 2 items for all of you at the top. During President Biden's first 11 months in office, American agricultural exports reached a record $160 billion, generating an estimated $342 billion in total economic output and supporting more than 1.2 million jobs here in the United States. While we're very proud of this historic progress, we know that agricultural exports could have increased even more, but for pandemic-induced supply chain challenges. For example, the Port of Oakland, which is underutilized, where other ports are, get most of the traffic. So the U.S. Department of Agriculture is partnering with the Port of Oakland to set up a new 25-acre pop-up site to make it easier for agricultural companies to fill empty shipping containers with commodities like American soybeans, dairy, and specialty crops such as nuts and fruit to ensure there can be more of these goods shipped out of that port. USDA and the Department of Transportation also continue to call on ocean carriers to mitigate disruptions to agricultural shippers by restoring full and fair service to the Port of Oakland, meaning they shouldn't bypass it. They should go there because there's going to be all these big shipping containers of agricultural goods. One other item before we get to your questions. Today, we released the first edition of our bipartisan infrastructure law guidebook to help state, local, tribal, and territorial governments access the benefits from the historic investments in our nation's infrastructure bill. The guidebook is a one-stop shop on the bipartisan infrastructure law and contains the most comprehensive information to date on the more than 375 programs included in the law. And our primary goal with this is to help our partners across the country know what to apply for, who to contact for help, and how to get ready to rebuild, especially for underserved and overburdened communities who may have more limited municipal capacity to navigate funding programs available. We've also published an accompanying data file that allows users to quickly sort programs funded under the law by fields like agency, amount, recipient, or program name to make it as easy as humanly possible. With that, Zeke.
Thanks, Jen. I just want to start with tensions between Russia and Ukraine. And we've heard in the last couple of days from some Ukrainian government officials minimizing or downplaying the imminence of the potential Russian invasion. There seems to be a disconnect between Washington and Kyiv here. And is there concerns in Washington that talking up the Russian threat is, in fact, weakening the Ukrainian government?
Well, I can only speak for our intention and our responsibility. And we feel it's important to be open and candid about the threat from Russia. It's not just words, of course. You are seeing specifics that we've been laying out here, including over 100,000 troops on Ukraine's borders, amassed on the border with more troops and weaponry on the way. They've also been surging troops into Belarus, which our UN ambassador spoke about this morning, seeing about a surge of 5,000 troops in Belarus with plans for more in the coming weeks. We're also seeing Russia undertake efforts to destabilize Ukraine, including through a possible false flag operation. It's dangerous. We've been saying for more than a week that Russia could invade at any time. I would note, though, that our effort is to ensure we're informing the American public and the global community of the seriousness of this threat, even as we work with the Ukrainians, with the Europeans, to ensure we are not only preparing them and providing them supplies that they need, but standing up and making clear to the Russians what the consequences will be. So I can't speak to the motivation or the reasoning for the comments of Ukrainian leadership. I can only speak to what our efforts are here.
And is there any discussion underway in Washington of providing sort of economic stabilization to the Ukrainian government as they try to deal with capital flight and other sort of domestic concerns as this sort of stalemate continues right now?
Additional economic assistance beyond humanitarian assistance or other economic assistance we've provided? Yeah. I'm not aware of that, but I can check and see if there's more specifics from our team.
On Capitol Hill, there is bipartisan legislation that seems to be coming through pretty quickly that would include potentially preemptive sanctions against Russia ahead of a potential invasion, further invasion. Is that something the president is willing to sign into law should it pass?
Well, we are working very closely with Congress on Ukraine and Russia and the tensions we're seeing build up at the border. We've briefed you on the number of conversations we've had, both in a classified and an unclassified format, and we've also had a range of conversations about this legislation. We certainly are encouraged by the fact that there is bipartisan discussions about how to hold Russia accountable, how to have a deterrent impact. Our view is that sanctions can be an effective tool of deterrence, and the deepening sell-off in Russian markets reflects our message to Russia. But we are in these conversations with Congress, and we look forward to continuing those.
And just on a different topic, we heard a few minutes ago from Governor Hutchinson calling on the CDC and the federal government to provide more clearer guidance for the American public as COVID-19 moves from the pandemic stage to a more endemic virus that we all have to live with for some time. Can you speak a little bit how is that something that the president believes as well? And is there a disconnect between the White House's messaging for Americans that they should go about, take precautions, but they can go about their daily lives? It's in the midst of this Omicron surge, particularly if they're vaccinated and boosted, but also the precautions that are taken because the president is the president. The distance between him and the governors, not going to dinner last night with the other governors, things like that sort.
Well, I would say first there are a number of precautions that we have long taken from the White House and around the president and vice president, which I think is to be expected. He still participated in the event last night. The president's view, which I think you heard him speak to in his press conference just about 10 days ago, is that COVID and our efforts to address COVID are not going to exist in this current world we're living in now. This is not the new normal, what we're living in this moment. And that's important for the public to understand because right now we're seeing record hospitalizations. We are still living with a range of precautions that change how people live their lives. And in the president's view, that is not living with COVID in a way that it doesn't disrupt your life, given we're still dealing with surges across the country. It is also true, as you heard him talk about, and this is where I don't think there's a disconnect. Maybe it's the use of words, that we have a range of tools that we did not have a year ago, right? And this is something we've obviously been in close discussion with governors about, whether it is, of course, the fact that more than 87% of the country, adults, have received at least one dose, or the fact that we've just ordered a huge supply of pills that is a game changer in many ways, or that we have masks that are now being distributed across the country and tests as well. So we are in a very different place. I don't think we see it as a disconnect. The president's view is that right now we still need to keep our heads down and stay at it to fight what is still surging in parts of the country, but we do have the tools to get to a point where it does not disrupt our daily lives. Go ahead.
Can you give us any update on the president's search for a Supreme Court nominee? He mentioned he's going to be having in-person meetings here at the White House.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that might begin this week?
Yes, I can give you an update. So, as you have heard the president say, he will do his duty to select a justice not only with the Senate's consent, but with its advice. As somebody who served on the Senate Judiciary Committee and was both as chair and ranking member, he is steeped in this process and looks forward to advice from members of both parties on the Hill, as well as top legal experts and scholars across the country, working with the vice president and his team at the White House. And I think you will see those consultations start this week. So tomorrow, the president is going to host Chairman Durbin and ranking member Grassley at the White House to consult with them and hear their advice about this vacancy. Chairman Durbin has worked on 7 Supreme Court confirmation processes. The president has also worked for many years with Senator Grassley and respects his knowledge and views. So this will be part of that process, and I expect we'll have more details to confirm as the week proceeds.
The president has said he's going to be, reaching across the aisle, obviously, as he makes this decision.
What's up, Sherry?
Senator Lindsey Graham supporting his fellow South Carolinian, Judge J. Michelle Childs. Is bipartisan support a must-have for this president, or something that he would simply like to have?
Well, I think, one, we appreciate Senator Graham's thoughts, and the president is working hard to choose from a wealth of deeply qualified candidates who bring to bear the strongest records, credentials, and abilities that anyone could have for this role. I think, as the president views it, what's his objective and his intention is to choose from among a group of Black women with impeccable record, impeccable records and impeccable credentials, and he expects the Senate, Democrats and Republicans, to consider the qualifications of these nominees and do that as it has been done historically for many decades in the past. So we certainly expect, and he has every intention of nominating somebody who with impeccable credentials, and certainly we expect and are hopeful that Republicans will look seriously at whomever he nominates and at what who they are and what they would bring to the court.
And just one more on this. Our latest poll shows that just over 3/4 of Americans, 76%, want the president to consider all possible nominees, not only Black women as he pledged on the campaign trail. What do you make of this, and why do you think that a majority of Americans want the president to take a different approach here?
Well, again, what we can assure the American public of, wherever they fell on that poll, is that he will choose and nominate someone who has impeccable credentials and is eminently qualified to serve as a Supreme Court justice, and someone who is eminently qualified to serve in a lifetime appointment. He did make a promise to the country. That's certainly how he sees it, and he's going to work hard on this choice, seeking advice and counsel from, as I noted earlier, a range of leaders, of experts, and that's something that he is already pursuing this week. I would note that there's a long history here. President Reagan promised the country he would nominate the country's first woman to serve on the court, and he did so. Former President Trump also promised to choose a woman just over a year ago, and there was no such complaint from the voices on the right who are speaking out now. But the president's commitment is to deliver on the promise he made to the country, but there's no question in his mind that there is a wealth of qualified, talented Black women to choose from in this, to nominate. Go ahead.
What's up, Snowflake's Nightmare?
Of the pool of candidates that the president will be considering. We've heard a lot about a few names that are currently federal judges the president had appointed, but then we've seen some expanding lists. Could you quantify that to any degree? And are all of these women being actively considered for the vacancy, or might it also include future federal positions that the president would also have the power to appoint?
Well, this may be unsatisfying. I will just preface.
What's up, Ramiro?
Kelly, which I hate to do, but as somebody who appreciates the solemn importance of the responsibility he has, he's of course been reviewing a number of potential candidates. That is a list that is bigger than a few in the number of bios that he has been looking at, and that have been prepared for him by his team in order to be prepared if a vacancy occurred. We don't think, and it is important to him to preserve the details of the process, and his intention is to, as you know, put forward a nominee next month. So this is not a many months long process. He is very focused on it and committed to it, but we're not going to get into details of names if we can avoid it, or details of numbers at this point in time.
Often for this kind of process,
What's up, Tom?
a team appointed to work short-term inside the White House to be sort of a guide for that nominee. The term of art in Washington is Sherpa. Have you made any progress on that?
We've been making progress and expect we'll have more to announce for all of you hopefully soon.
And last question, do you think bipartisanship, the chance to get Republican votes, would be a factor that would weigh heavily on the president among those he would consider?
I think the president is going to select a woman, a Black woman, who is qualified, who is prepared, who has impeccable experience to serve on the court. He's going to do that based on her credentials, of course having a discussion with her, and not through gaming out the system. He believes that Democrats and Republicans should seriously and carefully consider any qualified nominee he puts forward, as he has done in the past himself. Go ahead. Oh, sorry, I'll come back to you, Jack.
Sorry, thank you. The members of the economic team have been sort of front-running the jobs number on Friday, saying that the figure could be wonky, of course, of all the Omicron cases we had during the sample period. I'm wondering what your expectation or the White House's expectation for this report is, and in particular, we've had a lot of revisions of these reports in recent months. Do you think it's time to overhaul how the Department of Labor does this survey, the methodology, that kind of thing?
I have no prediction or call for any changes to how the process is run, but what I can tell you is we're looking in preparation for the Friday jobs numbers. We'll get the monthly jobs report, of course, for January on Friday. The way the jobs numbers are calculated is every month is calculated every month is a little complicated, but there are some simple things here to understand that most people don't realize. If a worker was out sick during the week the survey was taken, because the data is taken over a week, and that is what the monthly jobs numbers is based on, and did not receive paid leave, they're counted as having lost their job. Now, that isn't an accurate depiction, and this is why I think you're asking the second question, of whether or not they were unemployed, but that's how it's calculated. Because Omicron was so highly transmissible, nearly 9 million people called out sick in early January when the jobs data was being collected, so during that same period of time. And the week the survey was taken, the week of January 12th, was at the height of the Omicron spike. So we just wanted to kind of prepare people to understand how the data is taken, what they're looking at, and what it is an assessment of. And as a result, the month's jobs report may show job losses, in large part because workers were out sick from Omicron at the point when it was peaking during the period when the week where the data was taken.
Can I follow up on Zeke's question
Sure.
in regards to the president's distancing in events? Is it fair for us to interpret that this is a precaution being taken given the caseloads we're seeing, in particular in DC, but other places? Is he taking more steps to not sit within 6 feet, for instance, of people than he had been previously?
It's not a new precaution. We have had a process, and it may look different when people are sitting down, right? Because we don't do as many events with people seated versus standing. But when somebody has their mask off, we make a special effort because they're speaking to ensure that spacing is adequate.
Applies to the president and the vice president. For instance, other people spoke today, but we're shoulder to shoulder. So we're just wondering if there's a particular rule for the VP and president.
I know that's a precaution we try to take around them. I can certainly see if there's more specifics of additional speakers.
Finally, can you give us any update on the Build Back Better negotiations? Is that a fair word for them? Is that ongoing? Can you say whether the president has spoken recently with Senator Manchin or Senator Sinema?
I'm not going to give any details on any conversations he's had, per our policy of trying to keep those conversations private. I will say that there is still a great deal of interest, passion, I might say, and advocacy on the Hill for moving forward with a Build Back Better agenda, because there's a recognition and understanding that it's long overdue for Congress to take steps to lower costs for childcare, lower costs for elder care, negotiate the price of prescription drugs, and ask higher income companies and Americans to pay more. Those are all also widely popular among the public. So right now, the point we're at is there's a lot of discussion among members, their staffs, committees. We're engaged in those as well about what big chunk, just to keep using the phrase, we can agree on moving forward. And of course, that would require 50 votes, but those conversations are always ongoing.
Thank you.
Oh, go ahead, Jackie.
Thank you, Jen. Real quick on crime first.
Sure.
I wanted to ask about, there was your appearance on Pod Save America. There was a discussion of Fox's crime coverage. And one line has prompted some criticism from people. It was soft on crime consequences. What even is that? Were you speaking in your personal opinion, or is that at all a reflection of the priorities of this administration? Because the criticism is that it would reflect that crime is not a priority of this administration.
Well, I encourage anyone to listen to the full context of the interview and the conversation. What I was speaking to was a chyron on Fox News, since you raised it, which suggested this administration is soft on crime with no basis, given we have had many conversations and back and forth with you and your colleagues about the prioritization of the president to ensure that we are working as close partners with leaders, whether it is Mayor Adams, who he's going to spend the day with on Thursday, or others in the country. And the facts speak for themselves. This is what I was talking about in the interview for the full context. In the American Rescue Plan, there was additional funding to support local cops programs, something that every single Republican voted against. I said in that interview that I know they don't like it when we call that out. I'm going to keep calling that out because that's a fact. Also, President Biden has proposed a significant increase in funding for local cops programs in his budget, more than the prior president. That's a fact. So if those facts are uncomfortable, I'm sorry for people who feel they need to be critical, but the president has been a longtime advocate of addressing crime. He's never been for defunding the police. Our Department of Justice has increased funding, has put in place support for strike forces. And the other fact that is never talked about in these Fox packages, maybe in this one, is the fact that gun crime is a major driver of crime across the country. Also a fact. So those are pieces, I think, in that moment I was speaking to. And again, we're about the facts here, and addressing crime is something that is a root of the president's agenda.
Appreciate that. And then I want to move on to the DOJ. There is a letter from Tom Cotton today threatening to block the president's DOJ nominees over the Department of Justice allegedly denying 4 deputy U.S. Marshals legal defense in lawsuits stemming from the Portland riots. Is the White House aware of this, and can you give us any explanation for why that would be happening?
I'm not aware of the specifics of it, Jackie. I'm happy to check with our counsel's office, I assume, and see if there's something more specific we can get back to you.
Thank you. And then on there's been this leaked video of Border Patrol agents expressing frustration over some of the policies of this administration. I know that we talked last week about flights, and we've heard the explanation for this procedure that they were frustrated over. But this video seems to show that morale is, in a tough place, that these agents are frustrated who are having to carry out these policies. Is anything being done to improve morale? Is there going to be any sort of outreach from the administration to Border Patrol, given that we're seeing more of this come to the surface?
I haven't watched in detail the video. I will note that I think it was the migrant flights video. Is that the one that was, or is it different?
It's a different video.
Okay. I didn't want to speak to the wrong thing. Of course, the role that Border Patrol agents play in ensuring security and safety at our borders is something that there's great value for in this administration. I would point you to the Department of Homeland Security, who oversees, of course, the Border Patrol agents, and can see if there's any more specific programs that are underway. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thanks.
And then Jeff. Go.
A follow to Kelly's question about trying to quantify the pool of potential Supreme Court nominees.
Yeah.
A White House official told us late Friday that the reporting in some outlets that there were 3 primary contenders, that was incorrect. I wonder then, for our reporting, would it be more accurate to say a dozen, dozens plural, women under consideration?
I understand your efforts. I appreciate them. I value them. But I can tell you that the president feels very strongly about ensuring we're protecting the process. What I was getting at with Kelly a little bit, but let me be a little more clear, is that the number of bios and information that the president has been reviewing was greater than the 3.
Okay. On voting rights, what's the president's view on the early bipartisan talks around rewriting, reforming the Electoral Count Act? It doesn't go nearly as far as he'd wanted on voting rights, but there is perhaps new urgency given the former president's comments at that rally and in the statement where he appeared to admit to this scheme to overturn the election results of 2020.
Sure. Well, let me speak to that first, and then I'll come around to the Electoral Count Act. So in terms of the former president, his actions represented a unique and existential threat to our democracy, as the president has said many times. But, his remarks this weekend, he defended the actions of his supporters who stormed the Capitol and brutally attacked the law enforcement officers protecting it. I think it's important to shout that out and call that out. He even attacked his own vice president for not, in his words, having overturned the election. And it's just a reminder of how unfit he is for office. And it's telling that even some of his closest allies have rejected those remarks as inappropriate in the days since. As it relates to the Electoral Count Act, as you noted, Jeff, in your question, it is not a replacement. And I think why we keep saying that is because we don't want anyone to suggest who supports it that it's a replacement for the John Lewis Voting Rights Act or other voting rights legislation that has important components of it that would provide a basic baseline and important protections for people across the country who are trying to exercise their fundamental right. We've been open to and a part of conversations about the Electoral Count Act. We've never been opposed to it. We just don't want it to be a replacement for.
And lastly, at least 6 HBCUs received bomb threats today.
Yeah.
The FBI says it's aware of these threats and it's coordinated with the local law enforcement. Has the president been briefed, and do you have anything to say about it from the podium?
I will say that these are certainly disturbing, and the White House is in touch with the interagency partners, including federal law enforcement leadership on this. We're relieved to hear that Howard and Bethune-Cookman universities have been given the all clear and will continue to monitor these reports. The president is aware. I don't believe he's received a formal briefing, but he is aware of these reports, and obviously, as you noted, law enforcement authorities would be running point. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thank you, Jen. There was a UN Security Council meeting today.
Yeah.
Russia's ambassador at that meeting said that the West's assertion that Russia has amassed 100,000 troops on the border has not been confirmed. And China at that meeting also said that it did not view Russia's troops as a threat to Ukraine. Wondering about the White House's response to those two comments.
Well, those are also the two countries that voted against the meeting proceeding, the only two, right? I would note that we have based the information we have provided to all of you on substantive reports out there, our own assessments, our own coordinated intelligence gathering with our partners on the ground. And those are assessments that are, as you know, Jeff, are also made by the Europeans. Now, again, Russia has the power. They are the aggressor here. They have the power and ability to de-escalate, to pull their troops back from the border, to not push more troops to Belarus, to take steps to de-escalate the situation on the ground. But we know, we see with our own eyes. You have heard members of our defense team, our Secretary of Defense, as well as General Milley speak to this in very specific detail, as well as our UN ambassador this morning. It is not our preference to be having these conversations. We'd prefer there to be de-escalatory actions by the Russians.
China.
Look, I think that I can't speak for the motivation of the Chinese. They can speak for that themselves. Obviously,
She knows how the Chinese feel. Thank you so much, Amy, for your donation, your support. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Athelina. Athiel? Is that what it is? Thank you for the bits. I really appreciate you. Cheers, hooligans.
Do you have any more details on your plan to impose sanctions on on the Kremlin's inner circle?
Let me see, Jeff. I know there were some reports over that about that.
She says she wants to see Jeff.
That has been.
Can't afford me, lady.
As I think you probably remember, a part of what we have been considering. I can confirm we have developed specific sanctions packages for both Russian elites and their family members if Russia further invades Ukraine. These efforts are being pursued in coordination with allies and partners. The individuals we've identified are in or near the inner circle of the Kremlin and play a role in government decision-making, or at a minimum, complicit in the Kremlin's destabilizing behavior. Many of these individuals are particularly vulnerable targets because of their deepened financial ties with the West, meaning they would be hurt by sanctions that are tying them to Western financial systems. I would also note that this is just one piece of our effort to hit Russia from all angles, and this is when Jake Sullivan came here several weeks ago and talked about how this will be far above and beyond what we're considering in 2014. A lot of what we did in 2014 was around individuals, right? And we're talking about major parts of the financial system. But there is a package. We have developed specific sanctions packages for both Russian elites and their family members. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. Zooming out a bit on Ukraine.
Okay.
More. Does the president consider as a risk that the different simultaneous things going on right now? You've got North Korea upping its missile game. You've got the Taiwan Strait probably has never been more tense than it is now, and of course Ukraine. Does he fear that there's any link between these things, not in some kind of coordinated master plan, but that at least one of those, each place is watching the other and will take its cues, and then maybe how Ukraine goes forward could provide a lesson to the other challenges that it's facing?
Well, I would say, one, North Korea has been doing missile tests, dozens of them in prior administrations. And obviously we've spoken to it each time that has happened. The door to diplomacy remains open, and we have
the back door
that clearly. We are very careful not to combine all of these pieces into one because they are all different circumstances. there is also, if I flip it a little bit, I would say a clear value that we need to stand by, which is the belief of the United States and our NATO partners and other countries, of course, around the world, that you can't just stand by and accept one country trying to invade and take land from another country. And this is also about protecting the sovereignty of a country. And that is a value that's important to stand by as well. So as we are as the president and other members of our national security team are conveying that very clearly, privately and publicly, that's also sending a message to other countries around the world. If you look at what President Putin's stated objectives are, or his spokespeople, I guess I should say, he wants to divide the West. He wants to divide NATO. The opposite is happening. There's been more than 200 engagements with NATO countries. We are united. Fiercely united and standing up to what we see as aggressive behavior, bellicose rhetoric, even as we're leaving the door to diplomacy open.
One on the Olympics. Does the president have a stand on this debate of whether athletes should be able to express political or human rights or anything non-sporting views at the Olympics? I know the Olympics has got some rules, but the Chinese came out today with some pretty tough statements warning people not to step out of line. What would the president's reaction be if an American athlete gets up on that stand and says, does something?
I think we spoke to this last summer and conveyed a support for freedom of speech of individuals. Go ahead.
They don't know about free speech. Anna, I just checked my phone. I have not seen your message. Write me on Discord or send me an email or try refreshing the page. I'm not sure what's going on with super chats and membership stuff. I think they just cut his mic.
And that it will have to shift from the we really want to do this to clearly they're not paying attention at this point.
Well, I think what's important to note here is our view is that the door to diplomacy should always be open. And that is what the president, our Secretary of State, our Secretary of Defense have been conveying. I think the State Department confirmed this morning that our Secretary of State will be talking with Foreign Minister Lavrov, I believe tomorrow. That would be a next step in our diplomatic efforts and engagements here. But I think we've also been very prioritized and focused on, and you saw our UN ambassador do this at the session this morning, calling out what we see as misinformation and propaganda at times by Russian leaders and others, because it's important for people to know and understand what the facts are. But regardless of what people's public rhetoric is, it's our view that the door to diplomacy should always be open. And ultimately, the question here is about what President Putin is going to do. So we're always going to keep that door open.
And back to SCOTUS, just to try one more time.
Go ahead.
With Judge Childs, you had, within 2 hours of the event here with Justice Breyer and the President, you had Congressman Clyburn, obviously a very close ally, come out and very publicly push for Childs. And then, as mentioned earlier, you had Senator Graham do that. Hard to think of two opposite folks. The number 3 House Democrat, like the President, a former Judiciary Committee
They are
chairman.
both from South Carolina, which may be a factor.
With the state, but when you're talking about the bipartisan part of it,
Yeah.
how much weight might the president put on something like that, where you have, again, the number 3 House Democrat, you have a Lindsey Graham, uniting for one person and very publicly putting the pressure on almost immediately to kind of nudge him in that direction?
Well, I can only tell you how the president is approaching his role here, and he is very familiar and has lived through many confirmation processes and hearings. He takes his role very seriously, and his role is to pick the most eminently qualified, credentialed Black woman to serve as a Supreme Court justice, a lifetime appointment. It is certainly encouraging. We've seen the comments, of course, of Senator Graham and Congressman Clyburn. And we always welcome agreement on anything in this town. But the president's focus is not on gaming out the process. It's on picking the right candidate. Go ahead in the back.
So the president today, two topics, which on inflation, the first one. The president told governors today, quote, we've sent you a whole hell of a lot of money and we're going to send you more. The Fed chairman last week, though, said that a drop in fiscal spending this year will help ease inflation. So again, what's the level of concern for the president that more spending would contribute to inflation?
Well, there is still going to be a massive drop this year because of the end of a number of programs. So that doesn't change what the president conveyed. I didn't see the totality of it, so I don't know what the full context of it. There are still, of course, programs and requests that these governors have, whether it is help on COVID or help with specific small businesses, and there is still some targeted assistance that leaders still want, they need, and we are delivering from the federal government. But that doesn't change. If you look at the overarching graph of like how much federal assistance is going, it's a natural drop because of the end of a lot of programs.
So on the Federal Reserve nominees, the Federal Reserve maintains its independence. One of the picks, Sarah Bloom Raskin, is the wife of Representative Jamie Raskin, as you know. It's been a while since I got the seat, so I get to ask about the Federal Reserve now. He was an impeachment manager in the impeachment trial of a Republican president. So does the president believe she can keep that independence from the Fed?
Well, I would also I think she can stand on her own qualifications, not just because she's a woman, but because she's done a lot in her career. She has been said by many to be the most qualified person to be nominated to this role, which I think is probably more important than who she's married to, I would argue. She brings unprecedented experience to this role and the support of economic experts across the spectrum, including from the top economic advisor to former President Bush. She believes, and she has said she believes firmly in the independent role of the Federal Reserve and will work in concert with Chair Powell and her colleagues to identify and mitigate a range of risks. She is also, somebody who, again, as I mentioned, has a wealth of experience that she would be leaning into in this role.
The U.S. Chamber of Commerce sent a letter to committee members there calling into question her activism related to regulations on where banks could lend or should be able to limit lending into certain industries, specifically coal and oil.
Well, let me note what a couple of others have said. The community banker and former Fed Governor Betsy Duke. The characterization of Sarah Bloom Raskin as someone who will use the powers of the Fed for political purposes is simply false. I saw every day her commitment to the Fed's dual mandate. Former Bush CEA Chair Glenn Hubbard. Raskin brings a wealth of experience to a Fed role. Former Independent Community Bankers of America President and CEO Cam Fine. An outstanding group of nominees. I hope the Senate will confirm them as soon as possible. And I think just like any nominee, she should be judged by her qualifications. She will have a hearing coming up where I'm sure she will answer a range of questions. But I think her background, her credentials, her experience is unquestionable in terms of its preparedness for this role.
So her husband being an impeachment manager had nothing to do with that, just to put it bluntly.
Again, I would say that her experience and her impeccable credentials were the determinant in her being nominated for this role. And I think it's a little questionable for anyone to raise otherwise. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. The administration is committed to the release of U.S. citizens held in Iran. Can you update us if there's anything new and whether the White House has asked the Qatari foreign minister to mediate since he was recently in Tehran? And I have another question.
Sure. Well, I would say obviously there's a range of topics, as I think we briefed out to, and we can talk about more about that if you would like, that will be discussed during the meeting this afternoon. There's no special coordination between the United States and Qatar on this particular visit about Iran, but of course there are a range of topics, including the nuclear negotiations, that could be a part of the discussion.
So nothing on the release of the hostages. Everything was reported. It's not correct.
Well, I would say again, I don't have anything more to offer to you other than to say that they could talk about the Iran nuclear negotiations, but there's no special coordination planned for this trip.
Also, the Houthis has attacked Abu Dhabi yesterday while the Israeli president was meeting. You keep saying that you want to protect your allies in the Gulf, but practically, how can you stop them from escalating, as we have seen in the last few weeks?
Well, I expect my colleague, John Kirby at the Pentagon, may have more to say on this, but I can tell you that as to your question about the report, U.S. military personnel responded to an inbound missile threat on the UAE. This involved the employment of Patriot interceptors coincident to efforts by the armed forces of the UAE. I would say we are working quite closely with them. Again, my colleague will have more to speak to, but we are very focused on working with them and defending against all threats to their peoples and territories. Go ahead, Shelby.
Thanks. I got two. Nikki Haley and Senator Reich wrote an open letter to U.S. Olympic athletes this morning warning of a high-risk and potentially dangerous political environment. Is President Biden at all concerned for the safety of American athletes competing?
Well, I would say first that we are very focused on the safety of American athletes. And as you know, unrelated, all related, I guess, we made a decision not to send a delegation. It was not related to that. It was related to our concerns about PRC's ongoing genocide and crimes against humanity in Xinjiang and other human rights abuses. I just wanted to note that for the record. But in terms of athletes, we do everything possible to work in coordination with the U.S. Olympic Committee. We're providing consular and security services to our athletes, coaches, trainers, and staff, as we do for all U.S. citizens overseas. Additionally, we expect the PRC to ensure the safety and well-being of our athletes. They have our full support. We are 100% behind them. We've also provided the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee and corporate sponsors with briefings as well, and we will continue to work in lockstep with them.
And then going back to crime, I know you noted the president is not for defunding the police. He has initiatives on combating crime, but we are seeing crime surge in major cities. And the president's poll numbers on the topic, there was he had an approval rating on crime was at 36% in one December poll. Does that indicate to the White House at all that Americans feel Democrats are out of touch when it comes to safety or criminal justice? And what's the administration's takeaway to these numbers and the rise in crime?
I think we all agree, or should agree, that violent crime is a serious problem. We actually saw a record jump in murders in 2020 under the former president, and there hasn't been new FBI nationwide data that has been released to date. There has been some city data, of course, which is important to focus on and talk about. Our view is that instead of turning this into a political football, we need to be focused from the beginning of the president's time, all of his time in office, on reducing crime and keeping our community safe. And that's why he's been a long-time advocate for more accountable community policing. That's why he has supported and advocated for additional funding for proven community programs to reduce crime, why he's working to crack down on rogue gun dealers who sell firearms to criminals, and why he's taken executive action to crack down on ghost guns. So his objective is to work with Democrats, Republicans, mayors, local leaders to work to address what we've seen as increases in crime in some areas, but I would just note that nationwide there has been increases in crime over the past few years. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jen, the governors were just out at the Stakes just a minute ago after meeting with the president. They said their biggest message to the president and the administration is they want flexibility in how they spend these monies. What can the administration do, or what are
which money, just for clarification?
Infrastructure, and also
Weird, they just cut his mic. Why are they doing? Well, I know why they're doing that.
more flexibility in how they can spend that.
Sure. Well, I would say first on infrastructure, we just published this massive booklet with the intention of providing a bunch of guidance to governors, state and local electeds, communities about how they can apply for funding. It goes through different grant programs, so different programs work differently. Some of it, as I think we've noted in the past, has been against some of the most structurally challenged bridges, for example, which will take some time. But there are just different ranges of programs that come from different agencies. Obviously, if there are lead pipes in their state or communities or schools, those are things we're going to replace. That's pretty clear. But there is a lot of, hopefully, comprehensive information in this lengthy booklet about how, or book, it's a big book, about how to apply for grants, a follow-up for how to ask questions as they come up as needed. In terms of COVID relief funds, I mean, we have what I'd really have to dig into more specifics of what they're looking for. There have been areas of some flexibility in terms of how funding has been spent for schools or how funding has been spent for local community programs throughout the course of time, like through the American Rescue Plan and others. So I'd have to look at the greater context of what their exact issue is.
Okay, and
For everybody mentioning the flashing light, I don't think it's a error. I think there's camera people in the room. I think that's what you're seeing.
going to the northeast states that just got hit by the blizzard.
But the blizzard. So we work very closely with state, local leaders to respond to natural disasters, of course, including storms. Typically, those requests need to come first from governors in the states. I can check with FEMA and see if there's any specific request that has come in or what needs that have arisen in the days since the storm. I mean, days, it's not been that many days, but you get what I'm saying. We'll see if we can get more details to you after the briefing. Go ahead.
On infrastructure, on the topic of the Skybook, I actually just did a report in the state I cover, California.
Yeah.
And there were a ton of questions about just the state portion, the formula fund portion.
Yeah.
That the state already knows is going to get committed. So many questions about how that's supposed to go out.
Yeah.
How does the White House plan to sort of oversee all of that distribution and sort of make sure that the money is having its intended effect?
Sure. You mean to avoid waste, fraud, and abuse, or to?
Fraud and abuse, but given that states will have a lot of discretion on how these funds are spent, just in terms of the ultimate outcome being.
What's up, Paul?
Very close consultation. I mean, you saw the president have a meeting with his infrastructure task force on the day of his 1-year anniversary. That shows how important the implementation of this bill is to the president. The objective, that what we were trying to do with the publication of this book, is to provide clear criteria as a baseline, obviously to build questions off of and to have follow-ups. But I think from here, what the president always says when I'm in meetings with him, with Mitch Landrieu, is a big part of our jobs is, spending hours a day calling mayors, calling governors, seeing what questions come from local electeds. That's the role he played as vice president, and that's what his expectation is. So this big book is a base that will hopefully help answer a range of questions. But different programs are being implemented by different agencies, even as they're being coordinated by here. So it really depends on the program implementation to where those questions should be directed.
And in terms of the American people, how do you intend to ensure that the average American ends up knowing what the impact of this bill was? Are you guys going to do signage the way we've sort of seen in the past with some of these big initiatives?
I think there will be some branding around the infrastructure implementation that the American people should be able to see.
And lastly, it's still up in the air, but in California, there's sort of a push to get a single payer health plan across the state. Is that something that you think the federal government could end up being able to interface with, and something that, if California were to proceed, you guys would welcome?
In terms of interface, in what way?
That if the state were to implement the sort of single payer plan, that would work with everything else you guys have in the healthcare ecosystem.
We would, of course, work to coordinate with any state, but I don't have any more details at this point in time. We'll wait to see what they do. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you.
All right, everyone. I can't even talk. We're going to switch over, do the Pledge of Allegiance real quick, and then we'll go back to the Convoy for Freedom. So just give me a second. All right, everyone, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All of our freedom are electrifying this moment in history. And you are awakening a passion and a love for this country we thought we had lost forever. Driving from all corners of this country, from Prince Rupert to Charlottetown, on icy roads, past waving flags, over undercrowded overpasses, you are taking all the brokenness, all the hate, all the division, and weaving us back together again. In one simple, united, powerful action, you are the leaders we so desperately need. You are giving grandmothers who have been isolated and abandoned a reason to smile again. You are giving those who lost their livelihoods a reason to hope again. You are giving the families who lost their loved ones a reason to believe in justice again. You have made our Constitution sing again. You are
People, I may have to pull the mic and put back the battery pack.
Might have to switch to another feed. It's all froze up.
I've been following you for a while. Amazing. Thank you very much. It's been a member of your local community? Yeah, amazing. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, let's see if that. TTMD. Hey people, we're going back. We got to go back to the other audio. Yeah. That I blew in the mic, so hopefully it's going to be better now.
Can you hear me? Hi. Okay.
Okay, tell me if the audio is better. I need to charge the phone, otherwise it's going to go dead.
I've been making some videos for originally from Hungary, and I'm making this like on Facebook and everything, so people see some Hungary food all over the world.
Thank you so much, Anna, for continuing the membership program. You're officially a hooligan. And thank you so much, Sherry from Rhode Island, for joining the membership program, and welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan.
The last 2 years will be remembered by our children as the most catastrophic moral failure of our generation. But I believe they will also be remembered.
Snowflake's Nightmare, why would I put that up?
And that giant is truth. I think it's worth it. And the thing about truth is it's buoyant. It's lighter than the lies and deception, and it always rises to the top. To everyone here today, I know what it.
No! Cut that. The donut guy's cutting the
here
feed people.
today,
I'm joking.
I know what it is to feel small and insignificant and powerless. The words and actions of one person might not feel like they can do very much. But when we band together, all of our small voices together roar like a convoy. The strength of all of us together is unstoppable. Our freedom already belongs to us, but we need to remember that we're not trying to have this back for if we want to keep it. We will never, ever stop fighting for freedom for our children.
So you can't hear her, guys, when she points the bullhorn in the other direction. She just said, "We are the true north, strong and free, and we will be free again." Woo! And I suspect now they're going to have to end the speeches.
Oh, I see. Snowflake's Nightmare. I was gonna say I don't want to put up somebody who's streaming somebody else, like third party streaming.
You don't need a mic for this, people. Freedom, 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 freedom.
He's getting hit with the buffer wheel. Actually, I think he was saying his phone was dying. Maybe his phone just kicked the bucket. Oh.
Is it working? Yes. Listen. Hutchinson and myself.
Now there's a definite. Okay. I might pause this Donut guy only has 2 donuts left, people.
David, yeah, we covered Trudeau speaking a little while ago. He says that all these people are terrible people, racist and hateful and whatever.
In the beginning, they told us, give us 2 weeks to bend the curve. We as Canadians and Americans gave them 2 years. They took 2 years of our time. And we gave them billions of dollars. Billions of our taxpayers' money. They took it. And now they're talking about possible being overrun again. So we need to ask Prime Minister Trudeau, what did you do with the money? Which MPP, which hospital took the money? We need to ask them this because they had 2 years to bend the curve. We don't need to do anything anymore. As a population, we did our part. This is over, as Julie said. The pandemic is over. Omicron tells you this. It is done. We need to declare this over and move on. And I wanted to end with one statement. This is to the Canadian people. And this is to
John Costello, yeah, I seen that. I don't know who thought that would be a good idea.
truckers could take this home and they could win this. They could do this for us. But they need the Canadian people to hold.
Saying the truckers need Canadian people.
They need us to stand behind them. If the Canadian population can hold firm, the truckers will stand and will win this for us.
What's up, Larry?
Canadian people, please stand behind the truckers. We need them to win this battle.
Okay, I'm not going to say very much. I'm going to say this. Look up. The sky is blue. The sun will rise tomorrow. We are going to win this night, and life is going to go on to a time that you can remember. I call it the time of BC, before COVID. Remember that? When you eat your restaurant, when you go to play, whatever. Your kids were free. Everyone was free. That time's is coming back. Keep the faith. The time is coming back. And you are going to do what makes it happen because you.
What's up, Carrie? John Costello, I'm not sure. I think I have something I have to do at 2:45, which is in 35 minutes. But usually everybody goes to lunch and stuff like that. Things calm down around 2 o'clock. So I think it'll work out. Otherwise, when I get back to the house, I'll be going live again with more Canadian freedom.
Remember this day. Thank you.
All right, we got our microphone back. Woo!
They don't got the mic back.
Man, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if their microphone's cutting out or if the power supply or something about their setup's not working.
Sing our national anthem. That's why we're here today.
Nah, Russell, I don't have a lunch date. Thank you so much, Country Gal, for joining the membership program, and welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan. Kyle, how do I sell kid sizes and merch? I mean, I am trying to see these third graders out here laying down the law, stand up for freedom and stuff. I'm trying to think. I actually get a lot of requests to make kid sizes and stuff for merch. Robert, it's like a Canadian Trump rally, more or less.
The microphone is not working, peeps. They're gonna probably want to abandon that and take a break. And I need to find a restroom. Holy cows.
Yeah, Philip, it's true. I do have to run and go get beer.
Between the two people there, I don't know if you can see the drone. Looks like the Spark or maybe the new one. I could use a cup of coffee as well. So maybe Tim Hortons.
Something that happened. Have no voice left. You blood.
I think we're gonna switch over to another camera guy. It's a little bit more clear of a video, and he's kind of walking around, seeing what's going on with everybody there. So give me a second.
We're
going to find a washroom.
It was nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
I think at this point they should probably put things on hold and
They're doing an intermission right now.
Okay, good. It was nice to meet you.
Likewise. Honestly, thank you so much for what you do. You're like the same face. You're like the same face for this.
Well, I'm going a little crazy.
Yeah,
It's great to see everybody else here.
Yeah, but we all are. But thank you for standing by.
Humble.
Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure to be here. Not the pleasure of getting cold, but my pleasure of being here. And I'm eyes on the ground. YouTube, live on YouTube, Travel569. Thank you so much. Big ups, Big Storm, Portland Andy, everybody sharing us out. Whether you're watching us on Rumble or any of the platforms, cheers, guys. Much respect. Cheers. And yeah, big ups to you guys. Big ups to you guys. Cheers. Jodie Foster. Jody Foster in the building. Cheers. She says, you've been the best live feed for days. Thank you so much for being there and being our eyes so we may witness the major historic event. Cheers, man. Jody Foster, thank you so much for that. Cheers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's amazing, guys. Love the support. Awesome, awesome. Walking on Kent Street.
Yeah, I appreciate you, DJ, for real. Thank you for being here.
Do check out my other channels, Do It All Ceiling and my main channel, Jeff Lepard. We keep this going. This will be my main channel. But it's a fun channel. That's why we're Travel Fun 69. Cheers. Thank you, man. Big ups. Yes, we're a big, good family here. Like to get to know everybody. Big ups to the long time supporting viewers, and a huge ups to all the new viewers. And hopefully you'll want to stick around, join the family. Travel Fun 69. Sub me up, bash the bell, turn notifications on. Greatly appreciated. Live downtown Ottawa. Truckers. Freedom Convoy 2022. Cheers, guys. That's actually true. It's a good number. Travel Fun, yeah. The only thing is...
All you guys going off in the chat about the word washroom. Good Lord.
So I had to pick a number, and it is what it is.
Diane, down here we don't wash. We don't have a washroom. We don't wash.
The name later on if we wanted to, but we'll see how she goes. Yeah. Tex-Mex in the house. Oh, nice, nice. Big ups. Still on Kent Street. Okay, we're about pretty much at the end here, so we'll turn around. 69 is a good number, I know. Cheers. Awesome. All right. Gypsy.
You guys are saying all these different phrases for bathroom. Out of all of you, I'm the only one that says potty.
Thank you for live coverage. Thanks to all. Thanks to all who add MSM ignored info in chat for education purposes. Thank you so much, Gypsy. Thank you so much. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Trying to read the chat with the sunlight bleeding off of the screen. Thank you, man. Thanks, Gypsy. Gypsy Lil. Sorry, I said Lee. I didn't see the L. Gypsy Lil. Cheers. Gypsy Lil. Cheers. There we go. Tony _82 Kiwi still in the house. Cheers. All good. All good. Cheers. That's right. Correct. Sorry. Yep. Correct. 69. That's right. Yep.
I think we're going to switch back to Viva. He's interviewing people, it looks like.
All right, we're going to walk back to Parliament, and we'll see what's going on there.
Okay, guys, Newfoundland, for anybody who doesn't understand, it's an island. You have to ferry, I think, to get onto the mainland. 8-hour ferry ride, and then from North Sydney to here, it's probably 15 hours. That's a long. And how are you guys? Can everyone hear on the internet? You're gonna have to speak loud.
One of the most beautiful things that I witnessed along the side of Newfoundland and Ontario was the love of the Canadian people and what Trudeau provides
Now everybody's asking about my potty. Don't you worry about my potty. It looks like Judge Pickle's chair from the Kyle trial.
Now you're all going to see a selfie in real time, people. The trucks are getting noisier. Oh, what the hell? I'm looking at the wrong camera. Hold on a minute. I wasn't looking at that camera. I'm an idiot. Thank you so much, Sim. Sorry, I have my gloves on my hands. It's too darn cold. Thank you so much. Now, where are you from? Have you seen anything like this ever in your life? Never! Not once!
Thank you so much, Benito, for your donation and your support. I really appreciate you. And thank you for using Cash App.
Okay. I have no hands, and I'm so darn cold. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My pleasure. We got 3 men. We got more. Okay. People are happy. That is. Funniest funny people.
This is the biggest opportunity in our history to come together to put aside our religious and political views for the greater good of the world. Using love and positivity. We can all thank President Trudeau for bringing us all
Sir! Every single episode, my friend. Awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry, I should have said we're live on the internet right now.
Hey, Max, it's Jake. I did pictures of Maxine years ago, and with him and Julie Kiard, all those pictures are mine. We get along well. He forgave me. He's like, I was like, hey, it's a beautiful woman. I can't resist from getting a picture of Julie here, and so I totally support this, 100%.
It's wonderful. I didn't see all the people. There's like a whole backdrop of people here. It's beautiful.
I think you have pretty much the fringe that's kind of left here right now, but
it's a Monday afternoon.
Exactly.
Most people have to.
But I'm sick of the fact that Parliament's sitting. Everybody should be here. I mean, the Conservatives need to step up. They haven't been doing their job properly. The Conservatives should be here. You guys all know me. Get your butts back in that House of Commons, or at least come out here and let people explain themselves to you, because you're not doing your job. And if you don't do your job, we're going to replace you. And trust me, I'm the guy. I did a lot of Andrew Scheer's the headshots for the 2019 election. I set up all that. 2005, I did Harper's, all of Harper's candidate photos. And tell Jason.
Lipstick. It's my secret talent.
And they're not doing their jobs. These are your core constituents. This is the working man down here, and the working man needs to be represented. And they're
Steincracker, we need to go into the parliament. No. It didn't work out for us Americans back in January. I don't suggest it.
Yes, sir. Let me see that dog.
Oh, you see them yellow pants? How many of you guys were with us for the Kyle trial?
Is the dog friendly, and can the dog be on the internet? Doggy, get over here. Come on. No. Look at this little son.
I feel bad for you guys. When I'm out there doing flag walks and stuff, I know you guys love seeing the dogs. Like seeing little dogs up on the screen. I am not with dogs, okay? Me and dogs don't get along. If I'm walking in the street live streaming and there's a dog, you guys will never know unless I have to get up and run, and then you can see how fast I am. Fast as fuck, boy.
This is it.
Edward, blink twice if Corinne made you use the word potty. No, it's been calling it a potty my whole life, I think.
I'm gonna walk back to the war memorial and see what's going on. Sir, how you doing? Oh, that's me.
Mana. Jeff Mack usually does a courtesy flush while talking on Discord. I don't know how you know that. You can get them cameras out of my house.
Oh, I see. I'm watching me stream in real time. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
All right, my brother and I want to see you really bad.
Okay, look, you're on the.
Janet, you'd love my German Shepherd. I might. I don't know if your German Shepherd like me though. Dogs don't like me. They see me and they're like, this guy's one of those hooligans. And then they gotta start growling, and I gotta pull the pistol out, and I don't know. It's never a good time. It's never a good time.
Several thousand people watching you. What do you want to say to the world?
I don't know. It's beautiful here. It's been amazing. Just super friendly people everywhere.
I haven't seen one bad thing.
No.
Not one bad thing, and not everyone has been beautiful.
Yeah. It's been great. Thanks for. I love watching stuff, even in BC. So
amazing. Thanks. Nice to meet you. Here we go. Look at this.
Adam, show us on the doll where the dog touched you. I don't know. Dogs are just racist against me. I don't know what it is.
This is called a 56mm Nikon lens cap. I'm joking.
Man, Corinne was live earlier. I didn't catch it. Didn't catch it.
Thank you. You're on the internet. You don't mind being on the internet? No. Are you here with Convoy?
Edward, those dogs can smell that jaywalking ticket. I know they can. That's got to be what it is. That's got to be what it is.
That's right. So did you see the Convoy in Quebec?
Yeah, we're from like Buckingham. I'm not sure if you know the area, but as soon as we got on the Highway 50, first overpass, there was 100 people on there.
I'm me. I've heard that a couple times. I know potty training is ridiculous. Gotta make it fun.
Apparently, from what the chat is saying in the world, apparently Trudeau is in BC.
John Costello. The Parliament's not a public building. That's interesting. I don't know anything about Canadian politics. 2 years ago, I didn't know anything about American politics.
Better than a selfie. Where are you in from? You're from Ottawa. Amazing.
Never seen anything like this. I haven't been this proud to be Canadian in decades.
What's her name? I love cats, and cats love me. I'm the cat whisperer. And cats be digging me. Come from all over town to hang out with Jeff Mack. Shane, no. I do not have a green screen. It's the real deal. I have like a 10-foot by 8-foot huge tapestry behind me. I actually do have a green screen. I've never used it though. I'd probably put something hilarious as my background. It'd be like a beehole all stretched out. It'd be zoomed in so much you wouldn't even know it. I don't know. I can't give myself that much power.
You have a GoPro on you somewhere? I do. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. All right, nice. I'm walking back to the War Memorial now. I'm going to see what's going on there. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Rangerman, your cat watches Jeff Mack. Well, it can hear it in the voice. The whisper.
I just love this guy.
What brought you here and where are you in from?
Peterborough, Ontario. It brought it just because it's crazy stuff. And it has to end.
This is as inspiring as anything.
Always open. I love shaved kitties. I like them just the way they are.
Right, so we gotta keep standing up.
Keep trucking. Thank you very much. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Sir, you're not. I'm looking for the. Don't. I don't care.
Just wait.
How you doing?
Real quick.
I'll
do a. I gotta get a selfie with Eva, with the man.
Go for
right?
I'll film out.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Amazing. Nice to meet you. All right, people. We're gonna make our way back to the War Memorial. There's a lot of people here that are very happy to be here. Nice to meet you.
This guy's getting tons of love. He ain't walking away, he's running away. It's getting too much attention.
Justin Trudeau, but other than that, that truck sounds like it's saying garbage, and maybe it's talking about the political garbage. Okay, so I think everyone out there has.
Hey, thanks for being here, Sarah.
Oh my goodness, I thought I saw something behind me. Has gotten a good feel for what's going on. There's, I won't say rumors afoot, there are fears afoot that there may be individuals who seek to escalate the situation and cause problems where there have been no problems.
Oh dang, about to be a psyop over there.
You can judge based on what you've seen. That, okay, hold on. We're gonna go see this truck. Thank you. Hold on, I gotta get a picture. Go for it. And while you do that, I'm gonna let everyone see that truck behind us. That truck that says. Where are you guys from? We're giving you. What is that? Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Saskatchewan. Newfoundland here. Drove in from New Brunswick. I'm way down on the camera. Ah, that's okay. And are you with the convoy? Yes, yep. Is it like if they're wearing, the convoy members are wearing fluorescent jackets? Oh, no, not necessarily. No. Whatever I can find.
Weird, I got angry Canadian faces on my my live on Facebook. Is that like the opposition? Canadian Antifa? I don't know, weird.
How long are you here for? I'm gonna ask you this question.
We're here until this is
Till the tyranny ends.
Until he resigns.
Get rid of the parasites.
What do you think? Until he resigns, let's make this guy resign.
I think there should be a vote of no confidence. But even if Trudeau is removed, the issue is it doesn't resolve the underlying problem. The underlying problem is politicians think they get to run our lives.
You got it. He's just a figurehead. And that's it. That's it. He has no power.
Thank you. Nice to meet you guys.
Service corporation.
Get over here.
McDonald's. That's our politicians.
Keep up the great work, bud.
Thank you very much. You too.
Right, take care.
I have to show everybody what's going on here. The stuff we're seeing on the news is not what's going on.
Exactly. And this is what I've been telling the police officers today. You know what I mean? Like,
Man, look at all the violence Trudeau is talking about. Yeah, look at all these people just being hateful and racist and violent, stealing food from homeless people. Look at these Canadians. Trudeau is crazy for saying that. He must not have seen these lives. He's been watching CNN.
They've seen it. We've had a lot of people watching, so people have seen it now firsthand.
thank you, young man. Thank you. You got this all day.
Brianna CC, how long you come here and troll my channel? It's been like almost 2 years now. Don't you feel like the punching bag at this point? You show up and the chat says how they feel about you and then you just kind of disappear. I don't know why you do that.
YouTube and we started homesteading. We're the Harbor Homesteaders on YouTube. Our whole story is there.
Hold on one second. If I may ask, are these three your children?
No, that's just another Zach.
Amazing. And how long are you staying here for?
We're leaving today, but we've been here. We got here on Thursday.
Anna, all the videos are blurry right now. I think it's from all the people out there. If I'm blurry on the screen, I don't know what that's about, but if everything behind me is blurry, it's just the way it is. It's their signal and stuff.
And I will let
turn the other way for you.
Go for this. Is the internet's working.
Woo! Here we go, guys. Yeah,
this is the view.
Awesome, guys. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks a
lot. My pleasure.
I did a drone shot all at the
I saw the drone. It was like I was commenting on the drone. You're gonna document this?
I'll send you the clip, man.
Yeah,
Message me on YouTube. I'll send you everything.
Tell everyone where they can find it.
The Harbor Homesteaders. I'm gonna upload all my footage on the way home.
Okay, amazing. Keep it up, guys. See you soon. This is it. There's some okay, so now we have some police over here, but just waiting.
What's up, Snow Possum? Thanks for letting me know, Manna.
To give you
This guy's trying so hard to use. He's trying to go potty, and they won't let him. He's just too famous. Hardcore.
Stream, I think, unless Parliament update. Trudeau is. Oh, he's at 2 meetings. Okay. I think the mission for the day has been accomplished.
Jesse, we seen Trudeau at his house. Supposedly he's got the plague, but he didn't seem that sick to me.
I think the most powerful moment thus far of this particular day is
V-Dog, Canada is blurry. Yeah, Canada's blurry right now. That's what's going on.
Trudeau cannot get into his office. I mean, I get he could, but the people have actually taken over. Taken over. As in, it's public space. The people are speaking on the front steps of Parliament, and it's amazing. Loud horn. Everybody seems happy. Look at what's going on here. Here, check down this way.
Tony, you heard he tested negative? Everyone in the chat for the last couple hours has been saying he said the opposite. I don't know. I don't live in Canada, so I'm just saying what I heard.
He was saying freedom, and I thought he was calling my name. It's amazing.
John Costello, I'd really love to comment on that. I actually have a lot to say about that, but I can't talk about that while I'm live on YouTube, but you're absolutely right.
Beautiful thing. Genuinely beautiful. Good looking dog, high energy. Yeah, someone said go pee, man. So badly I must. There's a lot. Some hoopla, some hubbub.
Lipstick. He also tested positive as a woman. That's crazy. I love when people are saying that stuff. Be talking to somebody I know and like, oh man, I just tested positive. I'm like, you got HIV? They're like, what? No. My bad. I misunderstood.
I'm not exactly sure. You ever seen anything like this? This is outrageous. Are you with an outlet or on your own? Just on mine.
John Costello. Yep. It's hiding from the fringe minority.
See ya. All right, see what's going on. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much.
We love you.
How long?
So good.
How long have you been in your car for?
4 hours maybe.
Okay. And you're not moving anywhere.
There. We started behind that intersection. We made it here. Covered both sides of the road. We kind of had to play.
Is that true, Crazy? Say he's hanging out in his Jeep.
Are you planning on being here for days?
Well, I say we're gonna stay here until we get work done. So until we get some motion.
Where did you come in from?
London.
London? Okay. Amazing.
Great to see
you. Thank you very much. Godspeed. Once you're in here with your car, you're not going anywhere, people. Sir? You don't mind being online? Wolves, not sheep, sir. Hold on, I'm taking my glove off.
Kinda too late. Maybe I'll try and interview people the next time I do a flag walk. I never try and do it because people are so standoffish around me.
Okay.
I started off shuttling people from one of the hotels where they were dropping into the truck.
Okay.
Big family, straight down, drop them off, back up, take them back down. I'm not going home.
So this is a thing of beauty.
You've done such a good job.
Thank you very much.
You honestly should,
I wanted to get, I drove it from Montreal. I just wanted to see this. Show one more time.
John Costello, you know You're Crazy be giving all the hooligans a shout out. He says he's going to. That's what he says. He said he had a Salty Cracker t-shirt on. He's going to shout out all the hooligans.
This is downtown Ottawa, and
Molly, State Department briefings happening right now. Not going to be able to cover it. I got to run here in a second. Mark Steezy, it's my hair. Nah, it might have been my hair when I had dreads. It made people stand off. People always say it's my presence. I walk around like I own the building. It's intimidating, I guess. I don't know. Some say it's the hand tats. I don't know. I think I'm very approachable. Newton, he tested positive for a vajayjay. Yeah, he might have. He looked a little flamboyant. I don't know. Try not to judge. I don't know that much about him. Or her, or it, or the toaster, whatever. Danger, you're a Proud Boy reject? What? Do they got Proud Boys in Canada? John Costello got resting bee face with strangers. I don't know. I might. My resting face is something else. When I was younger and I'd be at parties and stuff, people would come up and be like, "Hey, what's wrong?" I'm like, nothing. I'm trashed. They're like, "Oh, you look pissed off." I'm like, nah, I barely can stand. What are you talking about? Just got that face.
They blocked off another intersection here. Ottawa is, I think it's dysfunctionally shut down because of this. I mean, this is the downtown core. This is the market. I think this is it's like you come in here with a car, you're losing your day. Stop saying pee-pee in the chat, people. I'm trying to discreetly find an alleyway. How's it going?
Edward, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a, hope it doesn't snow. They might have to move the snow truck. What does everyone think about this? I'm not going to walk too far down. I'm going to just see if I can get lost somewhere for a second.
About Tree Fitty. That might be the plan. I have to soften my look a little bit. Hey, I appreciate you watching so long, Kyle. Thanks for sticking with us.
By the way, not to, got to plug out Ottawalks, Ottawalks, who has been covering this as well. How's it going? He's been covering it, and the amazing thing is, if we've learned anything from other big events, the more people documenting in real time, the more the truth can be certain to have been preserved through the aggregate data collection and documentation of the people. Yes, they've just blocked off everything. So the trucks are in there, and the ones that are in there, I guess, are you know, they're stuck in there for a little while. But
Mark, lipstick could make you more approachable. I don't think so. I don't think it would. Face piercings, hand tats, short hair, hooligan shirt, and some lipstick? No way. No way. This ain't Portland. Not me.
oh, low battery again, people. Oh shoot. Well,
Troy, a hooligan tie. There you go. Step my tie game up. That's a plan.
the person gave me works. I don't know how many.
I think this guy made it to his destination. That's alright, I gotta wrap this up. Just a moment. Alright, hooligans. I really appreciate all of you hanging out with me today. I have some errands I have to go run. I have some important stuff I have to do. The live feeds have kind of calmed down anyway. It's 2:46 here Eastern time, same time as Ottawa. Usually around this time, we've covered many events. Many live events, over 1,200. Things will slow down about this time, so I'm going to go take care of what I got to take care of, get some food. When I get back to the house, we should be going live again, covering more of what's going on in Ottawa. So I hope to see all of you there. Big shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership program, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you, and I wouldn't be able to do this without you. So thank you so much for all the support. If you haven't joined the Discord, please join the Discord. It is the best way to be notified for when and where we go live, no matter where we go live. There's 3,700 hooligans in there for you to converse with, talk about your day, talk about Canada, talk about whatever you want to talk about. And we have a news board that is constantly updated with news from all over the world, so you can stay up to date. So definitely join the Discord. It's free. Follow the link in the bio. You'll find your way. I believe in you. Yeah. So I'm going to get started on my way. I'll be back as soon as I can, and we will be live again. I hope to see you guys there. Until the next live, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.